serious imbalance in the country. It would lead to a loss of 5 parliamentary seats for Andhra Pradesh, 8 for Tamil Nadu, 8 for Kerala, 4 for Telangana, 2 for Karnataka. This is not a good sign for North-South balance in the country. Underlying our constitution is an unwritten contract of non-dominance, and this delimitation can upset that. Therefore, my plea is that we should freeze delimitation forever. The current allocation of states in the Lok Sabha should remain as it is permanently. That is not only in need to balance of Andhra Pradesh has not yet taken a position on this very critical issue, and I really hope that Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, because he wields so much influence in the center, will use his influence to protect not only the interest of Andhra Pradesh, not only the interest of the whole South India, but also the interest of national unity. Just one more thing I want. I'm very impressed and deeply touched here in Guntur on my first visit to see the statue of BP Mandal and especially the statue of Karpuri Thakur. Not many people in South India know about these great stalwarts of North India, just as many people in North India do not know about Periyar, about the great work done for social justice in South India. I really want to compliment Guntur, citizens of Guntur, for remembering this spirit and for connecting North and South, connecting OBC with SC and ST, and connecting the country. That is the true spirit of social justice of India.
He deserves the credit for it.
Absolutely. Yes, very well.
I'm a retired professor of law.
Sir.
ప్రొఫెసర్ యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ మన గుంటూరు నగరానికి రావటం మనందరికి గర్వకారణం. వారు ఈరోజు డీలిమిటేషన్ మీద మాట్లాడతారు. డీలిమిటేషన్ అంటే లోక్సభ నియోజకవర్గాల పెంపుదల. ఈ పెంపుదల ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుత పరిస్థితుల్లో జనాభా ఆధారంగా జరిగితే దక్షిణాది మన సదరన్ స్టేట్స్కి అన్యాయం జరుగుద్ది అనేటటువంటిది చాలా పెద్ద ఎత్తున చర్చ జరుగుతుంది. ఇటీవల స్టాలిన్ దక్షిణాది ముఖ్యమంత్రులతో మీటింగ్ కూడా పెట్టాడు. అయితే మనం చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే 543 సీట్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటిని ఉంచండి, యథాతథంగా ఉంచండి. ఏ రాష్ట్రానికి నష్టం జరుగుతుంది? ఇది ఫెడరల్ రాజ్యం. ఈ రాజ్యంలో అన్ని రాష్ట్రాలకి ఈక్వల్ రైట్స్ ఉండాలా? దానికోసం సార్ కూడా ఈరోజు అది మాట్లాడబోతున్నారు. ఈ టాపిక్ మీద వారు ఈ సమయంలో రావటం మనందరూ అదృష్టం అని భావిస్తూ, డీలిమిటేషన్ విషయంలో రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం కూడా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు, జనసేన రెండు కూడా పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ తమ వైఖరి స్పష్టం చేయాలని నేను వ్యక్తిగతంగా కోరుతున్నాను.
Sir, good morning to all. Sir, please. మీ సీట్లో మీరు బీపీ మండల సేన ఆహ్వానం మేరకు ఇచ్చేసినటువంటి సభ్యులందరూ కూడా బీపీ మండల సేన అలాగే
నమస్కారం. ముఖ్యంగా మన ఆహ్వానాన్ని అందించి ఈరోజు ఢిల్లీ నుంచి విచ్చేసినటువంటి ప్రముఖ రాజకీయ విశ్లేషకుడు, ఉద్యమకర్త, ఢిల్లీ రైతు ఉద్యమానికి వెన్నట్టు నడిపించి విజయవంతంగా నడిపించినటువంటి యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు, వారిని కొంతమంది సెఫాలజిస్టుగానే చూస్తారు. సెఫాలజిస్ట్ అనేది వారిని వర్ణించడానికి చాలా చిన్న ప్రాసెస్. వారు ఉద్యమకారులు, అధ్యయనవేత్త. చాలా మంది అంటే అధ్యయనం చేసేవాళ్ళు ఉద్యమాలు చేయరు. దానిలో బోత్ క్వాలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. అధ్యయనం చేస్తుంటారు, ఉద్యమాలు, స్టడీ అండ్ స్ట్రగల్ సిమెంట్ యూనియన్ వాళ్ళు స్టాండర్డ్ స్ట్రగుల్ ఉంది. కాబట్టి ఈరోజు దానికి కారణం ఎవరంటే వివేక్ యాదవ్ గారు. అట్లానే ఈరోజు ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని చేసినటువంటి అనేక మంది పెద్దలు, మాజీ ఎమ్మెల్సీ గారు లక్ష్మణరావు గారు, పెద్దలు రంగారెడ్డి స్మృతి గారు, మాజీ మంత్రివర్యులు మణికవ ప్రసాద్ గారు, ఇంకా అనేక లక్ష్మణరెడ్డి గారు, ఇంకా అనేక మంది ప్రొఫెసర్లు, అనేక మంది మేధావులు ఈ సమాజంలో ఇస్తున్నారు. ఈ యొక్క ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినటువంటి పెద్దలు వందల సంఖ్య అనుకున్నా కూడా వందల సంఖ్య కాదు, వీళ్ళు కొన్ని లక్షల మందికి రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి నాయకులు. వీళ్ళు రాష్ట్రం నలుగురు నుంచి వచ్చారు, మన ఇంకా కొంతమంది తమిళనాడు నుంచి వచ్చారు, బెంగళూరు నుంచి వచ్చారు, తెలంగాణ నుంచి కూడా వచ్చారు. కాబట్టి ఈ యొక్క ఈరోజు ఈ అంశాన్ని ప్రధానంగా తీసుకోవాల్సింది ప్రధాన రాజకీయ పార్టీలు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో తీసుకోవాల్సింది. వాళ్ళు పూర్తిగా చేతులు ఎత్తేసి ఎవరు కూడా అది మాట్లాడలేని పరిస్థితిలో ఉంటాయి. సరే, వాళ్ళ బలహీనతలు ఇక్కడ ప్రజలందరికీ తెలుసు. కాబట్టి మనం ప్రజల నుంచి బలమైనటువంటి వాయిస్ వినిపించాలి అని ఒక ప్రయత్నం చేయాలని చెప్పేసి ఈరోజు బీపీ మండల సేన తరఫున మేము ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నాము. మీ అందరూ తెలుసు, బీపీ మండల సేన సామాజిక న్యాయం, అట్లానే లౌకికవాదం, రాజ్యాంగ పరిరక్షణ కోసం కృషి చేస్తుంది. ఏవైతే ఈరోజు దేశవ్యాప్తంగా మండల వ్యతిరేక శక్తులు పరిపాలన సాగిస్తున్నాయి, మండల అనుకూల శక్తులు సంఖ్యాపరంగా అధికంగా ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా వీళ్ళలో ఉన్నటువంటి వైరుధ్యాల వల్ల మండల వ్యతిరేక శక్తులు నిరోధించలేని పరిస్థితిలో ఉంది. గతంలో మన ఎలక్షన్ మనం చూసాము, బీజేపీ వాళ్ళు 400 సీట్లు పైన వచ్చినట్లయితే ఈ రాజ్యాంగాన్ని మారుస్తాం అంటే ప్రజలు చాలా విశేషంతో చేసి 240 సీట్లుగా పరిమితం చేయడం వల్ల ఈ రోజు రాజ్యాంగం అనేది పరిరక్షించబడుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఇటువంటి మేధావులు మీ అందరూ ఉన్నారు. మీ అందరి కోరిక మేరకు ఈరోజు నాకు ఇచ్చేసినటువంటి యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు, వారికి మరొకసారి ఐ థ్యాంక్ ప్రొఫెసర్ యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ జీ. అండ్ ఈ యొక్క కార్యక్రమానికి మాకు వెనకుండి సలహాలు ఇస్తూ నడిపించినటువంటి ఢిల్లీ యూనివర్సిటీ ప్రొఫెసర్ గారైనటువంటి సుకుమార్ గారికి నా హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ ఈ యొక్క కార్యక్రమాన్ని కొనసాగించవలసిందిగా సత్యన గారు.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. ఇప్పుడు మనం యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారి స్పీచ్ వినబోతున్నాం. నాకు ముందు కొంచెం నాకు పర్సనల్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ 2 మాటలు. నాకు మొట్టమొదటి యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గురించి కొంచెం లోటుకి ఎక్కించిన మనిషి మా అమ్మగారు ప్రొఫెసర్ అలిరెడ్డి. ఆయన చెప్పినప్పుడు నేను పెద్దగా ఫీల్ అంత ఈ భారత ఆ యాత్రప్పుడు ఆయన పక్కన నడిచినప్పుడు నిజంగా కూర్చోవాల్సి ఉన్నాయేమో, ఆ నిజంగా ఫీల్ అయ్యారు. ఒక వ్యక్తి కార్యకర్త ఏ రకంగా ఉంటాడు, పెద్ద సెలబ్రిటీ స్టేజ్ ఉన్నా కూడా కామన్ కార్యకర్త చాలా చిన్న వ్యక్తిలాగా అందరితో కలిసి మాట్లాడేసుకోవడం, అటువంటి నాయకత్వం మన ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కూడా అవసరం అని చెప్పి ఇప్పుడు నాయకులు మన దగ్గర తయారు కావాలని కోరుకుంటూ, లాస్ట్ టైం మేము డాక్టర్ గారు మేమందరం కూడా రాహుల్ గారి మెమోరాండం అడిగాం. చాలా మంది నాయకులు మాకు కాంగ్రెస్ ప్రామిస్ చేసింది, మేము అక్కడ ఇప్పిస్తున్నాం రాహుల్ గారి కావాలి, కానీ అక్కడ కొన్ని కారణాల్లో వీలేదు రాలేదు. అప్పుడు మాకు లాస్ట్ సోర్స్ కింద మీరు ఎప్పుడు ప్రొఫెసర్ గారు వెంటనే ఆయన దాన్ని పట్టుకొని మాకు నిమిషంలో విత్ మినిట్స్ లో మీరు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు రండి మీకు ఏర్పాటు చేస్తామని చెప్పి ఆ రోజు రాహుల్ గాంధీ గారి యాత్రలో ఓబీసీ ఇష్యూస్ ప్రవేశించడానికి మా అందరికీ ఒక గొప్ప అవకాశం కల్పించినటువంటి ప్రొఫెసర్ మనందరం ధన్యవాదాలు. ముఖ్యంగా ఆయన పిలిపించి ఆయన డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఫోకస్ గా ఉన్నాం. అయితే తాను మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత లిస్ట్ రూపాన్ని ముందు లక్ష్మణరావు సార్ అయితే తర్వాత సారే అనిల్ గారు ప్రపోజ్ చేశారు కాబట్టి వారు చేస్తారంటే టోటల్గా ఆయన పాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆయన రిసర్చ్ చేయకుండా కంటిన్యూ చేసి లాస్ట్ గ్రూప్లో లిస్ట్ చెప్తారు. ఆ తర్వాత క్వశ్చన్ నాకు తెలుసుకుంటున్నాను. ఆ తర్వాత నేను చిన్న రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ అనేది Friends, it is our honor to welcome a true architect of India's democratic conscience, It's a very yard. Nurtured by the visionary leaders of Kishan Patnaik's grassroots socialism and mentored by CSDS pioneers Rajni Kodari, Amish Nandi, and B.L. Sheikh. He stands the intersection of rigorous scholarship and radical democracy. A democratic polymath forging justice through ethical resistance, Swadeshi wisdom, and transformative practice. He stands as a rare blend of intellectual rigor and grassroots action. From decoding the pulse of elections as a pioneering psychologist to founding Swaraj Abhiyan for participatory politics, from amplifying farmers' voice in Jaikisan Andolan to walking the Bharat Gaurav Yatra for national unity, the journey redefines principled leadership. In an era of compromise, he remains a steadfast voice challenging power and moral clarity and transforming dissent into constructive change. Let us welcome a visionary who embodies democracy not just in theory but in practice, Mr. Delimitation. I request Dr. Alvar to hand over the podium.
And who's going to translate?
आप बोल रहे हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल विल टॉक इन इंग्लिश बट मैं पूरा सम अप करता हूँ आपके
बाद में करेंगे हैं
आपका तो डिस्कशन को थोड़ा बीच बीच में अंतर
नो नीड नो नीड चलो
बीच बीच में आपको थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब ना हो फ्लो चल रहा है
जैसा आप समझे यू नो इट बेटर
हमें सीधा मालूम है
आप मालूम है
जब मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल वेल वर्सेड इंग्लिश तो हिंदी प्रोग्राम दिक्कत है इंग्लिश इन लोग इंग्लिश में चले जाएगा जैसे प्रोफेसर जो अनिरेडी ट्रांसलेट थोड़ा डिस्ट के हिसाब से थैंक यू
Respected Ala Venkateshwarulu Garu, Sri V.V.N. Satyanarayan ji, Sri P. Shiv Kumar ji, Sri Lakshman Rao, Sri Janga Krishnamurti ji, Sri Pottu Raju ji, Doka Varprasad ji, Sheikh Mastanolu ji, A. Ramakrishna ji, Vidyasagar ji, Professor Subramaniam, Professor Rangaiya, Professor N. Sukumar, many other intellectuals, public activists, and citizens of Guntur and areas nearby. I must first of all begin by expressing my gratitude to BP Mandal Sena for this extraordinary honor that you have given to me on my first visit to Guntur. My friend Satyanarayan ji said a lot of nice things about me. I do not deserve that. When I hear such beautiful words, I often wonder, who are they about? It's not about me. it is their generosity, but more than that, I think it is our way of remembering people who are greater than me, who are our teachers, our great leaders. I was very touched that you remembered my guru, Kishan Patnaik, from the socialist movement. People like Kishan Patnaik trained me to think. They taught me how to think. He was a leader from Odisha, a socialist, a Lohiite. I came from Rajasthan and Haryana. And in my personal experience, I had not suffered much of caste discrimination. I could not understand this phenomena. People like Kishan Patnaik ji taught me how to think about caste, how to think about reservations, how to think about social justice. So I take it that when you say all these wonderful words about me, they are not about me, they are about them. I was very touched this morning to go and witness and also have an opportunity to garland statues of Sri B.P. Mandal and Karpuri Thakur. I must pay special thanks that here in Andhra Pradesh, in Guntur, some people remember these great sons of India. Mandal's name, some people have heard because of Mandal Commission. But Karpuri Thakur, very few people know about him. When Karpuri Thakur was the chief minister of Bihar, his father was still practicing as a barber in a village in Bihar. This is the situation. And his father was treated like a barber in the village while his son was the chief minister. These are great people we should remember. And I am so grateful that this morning when I heard B.P. Mandal Johar, Karpuri Thakur Johar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar Johar, Periyar Johar, Mahatma Phule Johar, Savitri Bai Phule Johar, Shahu Maharaj Johar, that really gladdened my heart. Because this is the true spirit of social justice in India. Karpuri Thakur is from Bihar. The slogan Johar is not from Bihar. This is mainly from Jharkhand and then to some Adivasi belt around them. And Shahu Maharaj and Savitri Bai Phule and Ambedkar are from Maharashtra. Periyar is from Tamil Nadu. This true memory of binding all of them with the slogan of Johar, that to me represents the true spirit of social justice. And I would really, really want to see one day when in a small town of Bihar, we have the statue of Periyar. That would be the correct way. This would be the way to thank people of Guntur about what they have done. So from the bottom of my heart, I really want to express my gratitude for this extraordinary gesture that you have done. Friends, I have been invited today to speak about delimitation. But I would begin by framing it in a larger context of what is happening in our country today. Because no one incident can be analyzed by itself. It is the larger context. Today, we are witnessing the dismantling of the Indian Republic. Nothing short of that. Today, we are witnessing mutilation and distortion of the Constitution of India. Today, we are witnessing attempts to kill democracy in this country. Today, we are witnessing an assault, an attack on the very foundations of India. This assault, this mutilation is not coming from outside. It is happening from within. It is coming from people who have used the Constitution to occupy the highest constitutional positions and then use it to destroy the constitutional structure of this country. This is the context in which we need to understand the question of delimitation. Vese, I wanted to ask, is English okay for everyone? Yeah? No, front rows are okay. I'm a teacher, you see, old style teacher. So front rows give one answer and back rows keep quiet. So there are two different answers. Anyway, I will speak and then there would be Telugu translation at the end. Satyanarayan Bhai says he would do translation of that. In Telugu translation baad mein hoga, alag se hoga. So, today, on every single issue, there is an attempt to destroy the foundations of this country. Take the Waqf bill, which came in the parliament last week. This Waqf bill is not about eliminating corruption in Waqf properties. It is basically about telling minority community in this country that you are a second-rate citizen. Your properties are not your properties. We can do what we like with your property. Like the Citizenship Amendment Act was not about Hindus of Bangladesh or Afghanistan. They have nothing to do with these things. Citizenship Amendment Act was only to say that Muslims of this country are a second-rate citizen. That was the only thing. So, every day something new is invented in order to create rift, in order to divide Hindus and Muslims, Hindi and non-Hindi speaker, North and South. Something is being done every day in this country. The unity of this country was achieved with enormous difficulty, with a lot of sacrifice. And today, all that is being undone. What is the way out? Who will defend this country? Because I fear that the ruling class of this country has completely sold out the national interest. Those who sit on the top of the pyramid of India, they have no interest in the future of this country. Their children are already going abroad. They are getting NRI, they are getting green card, they are becoming US citizen. They don't have interest in the future of this country. So who will save the future of this country? It is the Bahujan who will save the future of this country. It is the bottom of the pyramid. India is like a pyramid. The top triangle of that pyramid is the ruling class of this country. They are all Modi Bhakt. Here they say, Bharat Mata ki jai, but they send their own children abroad to US. The money for all these things that they comes from the US. They make their investments in Saudi Arabia. They earn their money from there and then come back and say Hindu ka Raj hoga is desh. So the top triangle of this country has no interest in the future of this country. It is the bottom of the pyramid. And who is the bottom of the pyramid? SC, ST, OBC, minority, women, and very poor people from upper caste also. All of them have their roots in this country. Our children will stay in this country. We will have to face the consequences of this country. So, if we have to take on the challenge of attack on the foundations of this country, then two big forces will save India. One big force is social justice. Please remember, when Ram Janambhoomi agitation was taking place, when Mr. Lal Krishna Advani had taken out his Rath Yatra, who had stopped that Rath Yatra? Bihar, Lalu Yadav, forces of social justice had stopped it. If this country was saved from that attack, that was an attempt to again divide the country. It is sources of social justice which stood against it. And the second force which will save this country is our pride in our regions. Regionalism is not a problem of this country. Regionalism is the strength of this country. Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Utkal, Banga. That is our country. India's unity, no other country takes pride in presenting its regions to the world. We take pride because I'm Indian because I'm Telugu. I'm Indian because I'm Bengali. No one can ask me, are you a Bengali? Are you an Indian? Are you a Tamil? Are you an Indian? No, sir. I'm Tamil, therefore I'm Indian. So, my rootedness in my language, my culture, my region, this is my strength. So, social justice and federalism, these two forces will save this country from being captured by forces of communalism, by forces that seek to divide, by those who want to establish authoritarian, anti-democratic rule in this country. That is why the question of delimitation is important. That is also why the question of caste census is important. Delimitation is not only about drawing boundaries. It is not only a technical administrative job. It is about deciding the federal balance of this country. Similarly, Caste census is not only about counting which jati has how many numbers. Caste census is a social X-ray of Indian society. It is about finding out who has how much, how many IAS officers belong to which caste and community, how many businessmen, what kind of business goes to which caste and communities, who has bureaucratic positions, who has captured judiciary, who has captured the media of this country, and who has captured economic resources of this country, who has education in this country. Do we have equal opportunities or unequal opportunities? Caste census is not about counting the population size of different castes. Caste census is about educational and economic profile of opportunities available to different sections of society. These two things, to my mind, are the best bulwark against forces of disintegration in this country. Let me shift to delimitation, because that is what I have been asked to come and speak about. What is delimitation? Many people sitting here would know, but some of my young colleagues may not know. Delimitation is an exercise that was to be done every 10 years. After every 10 years, after every census, the boundaries of constituencies need to be drawn afresh. Why? Because population has changed. Guntur's city must have become much bigger now. So Guntur has what, one assembly constituency? Two. But maybe by now it needs 3, because the population has increased in Guntur. People have moved from rural areas to urban areas. So delimitation is done in order to reflect the changing population share and therefore redraw the boundaries. So urban constituencies become smaller because more people have moved in there. Rural constituencies become bigger because population has shifted away from there. So delimitation is the name for redrawing of constituencies. But please remember, what we call redrawing has 3 different elements in it. One is, just as I said, Guntur population has increased, rural population has gone down. The same would be true at the level of states. Some states' population has gone up. Some states' population has come down. What should happen? The Constitution of India said that every 10 years, you should reallocate the number of seats for each state based on population. So, according to the original Constitution, when your population goes up, the number of seats goes up. Your population comes down, the number of seats come down. But, so it happened in 1952 to 57. It happened after 1961. It happened after 1971. But in 1976, this was frozen. The parliament said, we are trying to achieve population control and we do not want any state to lose their seats because their population has come down. On that basis, in 1976, the reallocation of seats was stopped. In 2001, it was stopped for 25 years. In 1976, it was stopped frozen for 25 years. It came up again in 2001. At that time, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. There was consultation in the Parliament, and it was decided to postpone it for another 25 years till 2026. We are in 2025. And the provision is that when the census takes place next year in 2026, after that, delimitation will take place. This is what the Constitution says. What will happen? So the question that the country now faces is this. Should the delimitation take place after 2026? Should it take place partially? Should it not take place at all? That is the question that India has to decide. It's a very major question. What is called delimitation has three components in it. One is reallocation of seats for different states. Some states get more seats, some states get less seats. Reallocation of seats for different states is component number one. Second component is within a state, seats can be redrawn. The number of seats can go up. Now Andhra Pradesh has 175 seats, yeah? You can increase it to 250. Even if Andhra Pradesh becomes 300, it makes no difference to Telangana. So that's your internal matter. So first is external. Number of seats in Lok Sabha for different states. That is external. Second is purely internal. Within the state, should Guntur get 3 seats or 4 seats? Visakhapatnam, should the number of seats go up, come down? Total number of seats in Andhra Assembly, should it become 175, 200, 250, 300? That is the second element. The third element in delimitation is reservation of seats. Which seat should be reserved? Which seat should be unreserved? For SC, for ST, and now, because of the constitutional amendment for women, there will be the question of which seat to be reserved for women. These three things constitute delimitation. Now, the debate is not about the second or the third. Second and third happen. They should be allowed to happen. There is no debate about that. The size of state assemblies should be increased. It is currently very small. Telangana should at least have 200 MLAs. Why not? Andhra should probably have 300 MLAs. Normally, for every 1 lakh population, there should be 1 MLA. So there is no debate about this because it does not affect any other state. It is purely an internal matter. Reservation of seats, they have to be done afresh. In some cases, new communities have become ST. So proportion changes. There is no debate about that. I will keep that out. I will only focus on the first element, which is the share of different states in the delimitation exercise, reallocation of seats. As I said, in 1976, this part of delimitation was frozen. and the constitution was amended. Constitution said, whatever the share of population in the 1971 census, we will go by that, we will not change it. In 2001, again the constitution was amended to say that we will redraw the boundaries within the state, but we will not change the state quota. Whatever existed in 1971 will persist. But now, if delimitation takes place, reallocation of seats takes place on the basis of new population, what would happen? This I want all of you to understand. This will be based now on the census of 2026. You may say, how do you know what would be the census of 2026? Because there is a science of population. Because we have very robust projections. We roughly know what will be the population of each state in 2026. These are not my projections. These are Government of India's official projections about the population of each state in 2026. So, if we go by that, what will be the share of different states? Today, Kerala has how many seats? 20. If we go by population of 2026, Kerala's seat will become 12. From 20 down to 12, minus 8. Tamil Nadu. Currently, it has 39 seats. If we go by 2026, Tamil Nadu will be down to 31, minus 8. Andhra, today you have 17 seats. Sorry, 25 seats. Telangana has 17. Today you have 25 seats. By 2026 population, Andhra will be down to 20, minus 5. Telangana from 17 will come to 14, minus 3. So, both Telugu states put together will also lose 8 seats. So, Kerala minus 8, Tamil Nadu minus 8, Telugu states minus 8. Karnataka will lose 2 seats. Why Karnataka is losing less? Because a lot of population has migrated to Bangalore. Because of the expansion of Bangalore, Karnataka will lose less, only 2 seats. Odisha will lose 3 seats. From 21, Odisha will be 18. Bengal will lose 4 seats. From 42, Bengal will come to 38. Punjab will lose 1 seat. And Jammu and Kashmir will lose 1 seat. Now, can you see the pattern? Who will be the gainers? Uttar Pradesh will go from 80 seats to 91, 11 plus. Bihar from 40 to 50. Rajasthan from 25 to 31. Only 2 North Indian states will lose, which is Uttarakhand and Himachal. They will lose 1 seat each. Otherwise, all the North Indian states will gain. Why? Because population has changed. Population has not shifted. In North India, population has increased. In South India, population has gone down. And why? Because demographic pattern of population follow a certain logic. In places where there is development and literacy, in those places, population begins to decline. In places where there is poverty and lack of education, population keeps increasing. So that's why Kerala is the biggest loser. Kerala will come down from 12 to, it's a 40% loss for Kerala straight away. Look at the other result. The 4 states of Tamil Nadu, of South India, put together currently have 132 seats. Their combined share will come down to 106. Which is to say, currently, South India plus 1 state, either from the west or from the east, can come together to prevent any constitutional amendment. Because constitutional amendment needs two-thirds majority. So South Indian states plus 1, either Maharashtra or Bengal, they can come together and prevent any amendment to the Constitution of India against their own interest. But if this delimitation takes place, then that will not be the case. Or to put it differently, today, all the North Hindi-speaking states have 226 seats in the Lok Sabha out of 543. If the new delimitation takes place, then Hindi states will have 259 seats in the Lok Sabha, almost a majority, only 12 seats short of a majority. Should this happen? That's my question. I know I speak in Andhra Pradesh. I know many friends here will confidently say, of course it should not happen because all of us are influenced by our own interest. When we think of larger questions, I don't want to be influenced by any of those things. We have to think of the larger national interest. What is in national interest? That is my only consideration for speaking. What I say in Guntur is exactly the same as I would say in Haryana or I would say in Kolkata. My own understanding, the point that I have made, I have written about it, it has been published here in Andhra Jyoti also. After a lot of thinking on this question, I have come to the conclusion that in the larger national interest, we should freeze delimitation permanently in this country. Which is to say, whatever the share was in 1971, let us just close our eyes and say, okay, that remains. Nothing will change. It is like the Places of Religious Worship Act. The Places of Religious Worship Act says that when you look at religious institutions, temple, mosque, gurdwara, whatever was their status on 15th August 1947, we will just accept it as that. We will not touch it. So I am advocating something similar. Whatever is the existing division of seats within Indian states, let us just accept it, not touch it, not increase it, not reduce it. Why do I say so? I need to explain, because I'm not saying all this only to please my friends here. When we sit here, we celebrate BP Mandal. We do not look at the fact that he was from Bihar. He was a Hindi speaker. We celebrate Karpuri Thakur. We celebrate Baba Saheb Ambedkar. We celebrate Mahatma Phule. We don't look at their language, their region. We look at the principle. So that is the principle I want to invoke. My thinking is that India's unity is based on a principle of non-dominance. There are many professors sitting here. You know, we must have taught the theory of social contract. The theory of social contract is that although we actually did not ever write a contract, but underlying the manner in which our society functions, there is an unwritten contract. And that unwritten contract must be accepted in order for society to survive. My argument is, and I really want all of you to consider this, that underlying the Republic of India is an unwritten contract of non-dominance. No one area, no one community, no one language, no one religion, no one region will dominate this country and will suppress others. This is an unwritten contract. This has many implications. This has implications for religion, which is to say, a community, you cannot say we are 80% Hindus, we will do what we like with Muslims. No, you cannot do that. That is a violation of a fundamental contract written into the Indian Constitution. You cannot say that I have more population, therefore I will have more representation in parliament, and therefore I will do what I like. No, sir, that's not available. Especially on the North-South issue, there is a very delicate balance in the Indian Constitution. Our constitution makers did not know that populations are going to change. And they allowed, all right, plus one seat, one plus minus one seat, that's all right, that's a normal business. They did not foresee what was going to happen. They did not understand demographic transitions in India. As a result, we are today in a situation where we need to review. So you cannot say my population is more, I will dominate this country. Also, you cannot say I have more money, therefore I will decide everything in this country. That is also an important point. I will come to that, because that concerns South India in a different way. So the fundamental principle underlying the union of India is that of non-domination. Non-domination in politics, non-domination in religion, non-domination in economy. This is the principle that pushes me to the conclusion that I have taken. From the point of view of national unity, I have a concern, and this is a concern I have written about. If you are interested in national unity, you want to ensure that there are no hard dividing lines in the country. India currently has 3 fault lines. Fault line, you can say, I don't call them divisions. These are cracks. Sometimes on the floor you can see a crack. So there are 3 kinds of cracks in India. Every society has its own divisions, cleavages, divides. If there is one divide which is this way and another divide which is this way, then it's all right. Then it does not cause very serious damage. But if you have 2 divides which are more or less the same, then it can come apart. In India today, we have 3 kinds of divisions. Because there are so many intellectuals here, I want us to understand the problem. There is the issue of language. There are Hindi-speaking states and there are non-Hindi speaking states. We all understand that. Most of the North Indian states are Hindi-speaking and there are non-Hindi speaking states throughout. Hindi is not a majority in this country. Hindi was the language of 42% people in the census of 2011. It may become 43, 44 now when the new census takes place, maybe 44. It is not a majority. There is no national language of India. Constitution of India does not mention any national language. It's only official languages. So there is not domination, but there is a underlying division. Hindi walas, non-Hindi walas. There is a division. Second, there is a division based on economy. What is that division? That states in western and southern India are much better off. They are more prosperous. States in north and east are much poorer. The difference is huge, not small. The per capita income of states like Chhattisgarh, Bihar, UP, etc. is 3 times less than the per capita income of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So there is a linguistic division, there is an economic division of the country. If you draw a line from Ahmedabad to Hyderabad, everyone on that side of the line is poor, everyone on this side of the line is rich. So that's a second division. Third is a political division of this country. States where BJP is the dominant party, and states where BJP is in contest but not the dominant party. In Andhra, BJP is very still a starter. Because of TDP, it has got seats, but on its own, it's not a very big force. In Tamil Nadu, it is not. In Kerala, it is not. In Karnataka, it is, but it's not a dominant force yet. In Odisha, they have won the election, but they are not a dominant force yet. It is contested. But in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, they are the dominant force. So that is the third division. Now, if you look at all these 3 lines that divide India, they are not perfectly the same line. There is slight difference. The language line runs like this, economy line runs like this, and the politics line runs like this. But if you remember your primary school mathematics, we used to do LCM. What is common in all these 3 divides? There is some difference. Bengal and Odisha are non-Hindi speaking, so they are with South India, but on economic issue, they are poor. They are with North India. Maharashtra is BJP dominant, but Maharashtra is rich, relatively richer. If you look at all these 3 divides, what is common? All the South Indian states are always on this side of the divide. All the Hindi-speaking North Indian states are always on that side of the divide. This is the North-South issue of India. All the South Indian states are non-Hindi speaking, non-BJP dominant, and relatively prosperous. All the North Indian states are Hindi speaking, BJP dominant, and relatively poor. This, to my mind, is something that we need to be very alert and conscious about. Because these are the kind of things which pose a threat to national unity. So, how does it connect to delimitation? Now, if you look at delimitation, what would it do? all the South Indian states are losers in delimitation. All the North Indian states would be gainers in delimitation. This is not a conspiracy, but it so happens that this is going to be the case. So if you have, as I said, if there is one crack, one division like this, another division like this, then it's okay. It doesn't cause much problem. But if there's one division, on top of it another division, and there is a third division, then there is a risk. This is where we stand in India today. And our duty as someone interested in the unity of India, our duty is we should not create a fourth division which would lead to rift in society. Delimitation will do exactly that. Delimitation will therefore has the potential of weakening the unity of India. I'm not saying that this would lead to separation. I'm not saying that delimitation will lead to breakup of India, no. But it will weaken our national unity. There is already a sentiment in many of the non-Hindi speaking areas that these Hindi walas dominate over us. These Hindi walas dictate terms to us. And if this happens, then this perception gets strengthened. These Hindi walas have a majority on their own. What do I do in parliament? My votes do not make a difference. In any case, Hindi states will decide who is to become the Prime Minister. What can I do about it? This is not a situation that is good for national unity. So, my suggestion, as I said, my suggestion is not dictated by pleasing my friends in Andhra Pradesh. If the logic of national unity goes against you, I will stand here and I will say, no, you should change, you should compromise. But in this instance, it so happens that the larger national unity requires that we should not allow a fourth division to take place when three divisions already exist. Putting a fourth division on that would be a serious danger. What is the solution? My solution is a double bargain. There should be a double bargain between South India and North India. What is that double bargain? The double bargain is North India says, okay, I have more population, but I will not demand more seats in the parliament based on population. And South India says, okay, I have more money, I have more taxation, but I will not demand more federal revenue based on my prosperity. North India says that we respect the political representation of South India. Your voice is important. Simply because population has changed, we will not reduce your voice. And South India says Bihar is poor, Odisha is poor, and we are the same country. We will share our resources and we will work together. We will grow together as a country. So, non-domination in politics by North India and non-domination in economy by South India. This is a double bargain. If we have this bargain, I think it strengthens the foundations of this country. Please remember, India is an extraordinary experiment. When India became independent, at that point, most people in the world said this country will not survive even 10 years. Books were written in 1960s saying India is about to disintegrate. And countries like India have actually disintegrated. Soviet Union, what happened to Soviet Union? It was like India. So many different diverse regions, languages coming together to form one country. Disintegrated. What happened to Yugoslavia? Disintegrated. India is one of the rarest of countries in the world where, despite deep diversity, no one national language. China has one language, but India, no one language, no one religion, no uniformity, and yet we have survived. How have we survived? So we are very happy that India is exception. But we should understand, why is India an exception? India is an exception because we learned to respect diversity. Because when Telugu Desam party came, we did not say, oh, Telugu Desam, you think Telugu is a Desh. This is against national unity. We will ban you. We will throw you in jail. We will do this. No, we said, Telugu Desam, that's wonderful. People of Telugus decide which party they want. They decide who they want as CM. That's perfectly all right. So regional parties came up. As you know, DMK at one point DK had tensions with Indian Union. But instead of saying we will put you in jail, we will ban DK, what did the makers of Indian democracy do? They said, this is your country, you decide the way you want to be. Respect for diversity, respect for linguistic differences, respect for regional sentiment. This is what has made India survive for 75 years. And today, exactly the opposite is being done. India has survived because we never asked this question, are you a Tamil or are you an Indian? We never asked this question. Because if I ask this question, I know what the answer will be. And it's best that we should never ask this question. We survived because we said, you are Tamil first, then you are Indian. That's lovely. This is my country. Today, we are being given exactly the opposite ideology. Today, we are being told, prove that you are an Indian. How are you an Indian? Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan is required to be an Indian. This ideology is exactly the opposite of the ideology of India. This doctrine, this ideology of Hindi domination, Hindu domination, and making this country a country largely dominated by North Indian Hindustanis. That is against the foundational idea of India. If we want to survive as a country, if India is to survive, then we must stand up and say, sorry, this is not acceptable in this country. The idea of one nation, one language, one religion, one culture, this is a European idea. This is a German idea. This is not an Indian idea. My India is Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Utkal. This is my India. So it has to be based. The problem is today we have started confusing unity with uniformity. You have to be the same for the country to be unified. No, sir, I don't have to be the same. This was a European idea. And this European idea of unity as uniformity has led to so much of destruction in Europe. The whole of Europe is not bigger than India. India is bigger than the whole of Europe. But they have created 45 countries there. We are living as one country. How have we lived like this? We have lived because we never said one language, one country, one nation. But today there's this madness about one. Everything is one. one nation, one election, one nation, this thing. This obsession, this is a pure German, European destructive ideology. This has destroyed people. This has led to millions of people dying in Europe. We don't want to replicate that. This is, our unity is not uniformity. Please remember, there used to be a beautiful All India radio channel called Vivid Bharati. Vivid Bharati is the essence of India. And if we do not respect it, for 5 or 10 years, you may feel, great, the country, everyone speaks the same thing, everyone does this, one nation, one election, one nation, one textbook, English textbook with a Hindi title. You may feel very happy for 5 years. But my friends, you are sowing the seeds of destruction of this country if you do this. This is not the spirit. This is not the spirit of 3,000 years of India. This is not the spirit of freedom struggle of this country. This is not the spirit of the constitution of this country. And therefore, I would not take more time. I would once again plead with all of you, not only about delimitation, because as I said, for me, delimitation is a small example. What we face today is an assault on the idea of India. This idea of Vivid Bharati is being challenged. The idea that you have to follow one religion. And I tell you, today they are saying Muslims have to follow Hinduism. Today they are telling this to Muslims. Tomorrow they will say this to Christians. And the day after they will come to South Indians. They will say, you don't know your Hinduism correctly. Because you don't, in East India, Rama is not the principal god. The principal deity is Kali. It's not Rama. In fact, Hanumana is more important than Rama in East India. So first they will say this, first they will come after Muslims, then they will come after Christians, today Jains also, but finally they will come after Hindus. They will say, you don't know your Hinduism. They will come after Bahujans of this country. They will say, Bahujans of this country don't know how to practice Hinduism. Your Hinduism is not correct Hinduism. This is going to happen. So the only way, just to make the point that I wanted to make, that we face an assault on the very essence of India. We face an assault on the very idea of India. Any Indian, anyone who believes in India, in the idea of India, must stand up today and oppose this imported ideology. What they call nationalism. BJP is very fond of saying nationalism. Then nationalism is imported. It's a total German import. This is not Indian nationalism. It is German nationalism which they are trying to bring here. So anyone who is interested in, anyone who is invested in India, in defending this country, has to stand up and argue for diversity, for religious diversity. Today, what looks like an attack on Muslims is not only an attack on Muslims. Muslims happen to be number one. Your number will also come, sir. They are number one, you are number 3 or 4. All of us will be counted in that. And therefore, today it is our duty to stand up and speak when we can speak. So that tomorrow when my number comes, someone else will speak. So, in the face of this assault on the idea of India, what will save this country is social justice. What will save this country is federalism. What will save this country is the long civilizational strength of this country, which has refused to follow uniformity. Our diversity will triumph, and I'm very sure that all of us sitting here today will ask these questions. One final point. I had expected the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh to take a position on this question, because Andhra Pradesh, not only because Andhra Pradesh is going to lose 5 seats, but also because Andhra Pradesh has stood up Odisha, and one day I hope also Chief Minister of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. All of them should join. Increasing the number of seats within Andhra Pradesh Assembly is no solution. That's a different matter. It's a small matter that can be done, should be done. What is his position about allocation of seats in Lok Sabha is an issue that everyone in Andhra Pradesh would like to know. What is his position on the issue of imposition of languages is something that everyone in Andhra Pradesh should know. What is his position on the issue of imposition of religion on minorities is something that everyone should know. And I really hope that today's meeting will be a starting point where people of Andhra Pradesh will begin to ask this uncomfortable question. And I do hope that the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh will finally bow down to the wishes of the people of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. ఇప్పటివరకు మనమంతా విన్నాం కదా. మన కొంతమంది యొక్క సౌకర్యం కోసం సార్ మాట్లాడేటువంటి విషయాన్ని మన ముందు తెలుగులో సంక్షిప్తంగా ప్రజెంట్ చేయడానికి ప్రొఫెసర్ అంజిరెడ్డి సార్ని సాధారణంగా ఆహ్వానిస్తా ఉన్నాం. సార్ మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత మన క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ సెషన్ ఉంది. ఆ తర్వాత లంచ్ కూడా మనకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేయబడింది. ఇంత మంచి చక్కటి ఒక ప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చినటువంటి పీపీ మెంబర్స్ కూడా అందరూ మరోసారి
సో నేను యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు చేసినటువంటి స్పష్టమైనటువంటి ప్రసంగాన్ని బహుశా ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్న వాళ్ళల్లో ఎక్కువ మందికి అర్థమై ఉంటుంది. కేవలం కొద్ది మందికి మాత్రమే అర్థం కాని విషయాన్ని చాలా సంక్షిప్తంగా ఆ ప్రసంగ పాఠాన్ని మీతో పంచుకోవడానికి నేను ఇక్కడికి రావడం జరిగింది. మొదటిగా నేను గుంటూరు మొదటిసారిగా రావడానికి, ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత గుంటూరులో బీపీ మండల్ అలానే కర్పూరి ఠాకూర్ అనేటువంటి 2 ఉత్తర భారతదేశ నాయకుల విగ్రహాలని ఇక్కడ ఏర్పరచడం, వాటిని గౌరవించడం అనేది నాకెంతో ఆనందాన్ని ఇచ్చిందనే విషయంతో తన ప్రసంగాన్ని యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు ప్రారంభించారు. అంటే అది దక్షిణ భారతదేశం ఒక ఉత్తర భారతదేశ నాయకత్వం పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి గౌరవానికి అది ఒక సంకేతంగా నేను చూస్తానని తాను చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఆ తర్వాత ఇవాళ తాను ఈ పార్లమెంట్ నియోజకవర్గాల పునర్విభజనకు సంబంధించిన అంశాన్ని కేవలం దాని ఒక రాజకీయ అంశంగా మాత్రమే కాకుండా వర్తమాన భారతీయ సమాజంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి పరిణామాల నేపథ్యంలో దానిని అర్థం చేసుకోవడం ద్వారా మాత్రమే దానిలో ఉన్నటువంటి విశిష్టతని, అందులో ఉన్నటువంటి సమస్యల్ని మనం గ్రహించగలం. కేవలం దాన్ని ఒక స్వతంత్రమైనటువంటి రాజకీయ విషయంగా గ్రహించరాదనేటువంటి దానితో తన ఉపన్యాసాన్ని ప్రారంభించి ఇవాళ భారతదేశంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి మౌలికమైనటువంటి రాజకీయ పరిణామాలని తాను ప్రస్తావించడం జరుగుతూ ఉంది. అంటే ఇవాళ ఈ పార్లమెంటు నియోజకవర్గాల పునర్విభజన అనేది ఇది వివిధ రాష్ట్రాల లోక్సభ స్థానాల సంఖ్యకు మాత్రమే దీన్ని పరిమితం చేయరాదు. ఈ నియోజకవర్గాల సంఖ్య అనేది మనకి ఇక్కడ ముఖ్యం కాదు. ఈ అంశం చాలా విస్తృతమైన భారతదేశ జాతి సమైక్యతకు సంబంధించిన అంశంగా మనం గుర్తిస్తే తప్ప ఈ అంశాన్ని కేవలం ఒక రాష్ట్రంలో ఎన్ని నియోజకవర్గాలు ఉండాలనే అంశంగా మాత్రమే అర్థం చేసుకున్నట్లయితే ఈ అంశానికి ఉన్నటువంటి విస్తృత జాతీయ ఐక్యతతో కూడినటువంటి సంబంధం మనకి అర్థం కాదు. కాబట్టి ఆ పార్లమెంట్ నియోజకవర్గాల పునర్విభజనని భారత జాతీయ సమైక్యతను దృష్టిలో ఉంచుకొని అర్థం చేసుకోవాలనేటువంటి అంశాన్ని ఆయన ఉపన్యాసంలో పదే పదే చెప్పటం జరిగింది. అయితే దాన్ని చాలా విశ్లేషణాత్మకంగా వివరించే ప్రయత్నాన్ని తన ప్రసంగంలో జోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు చేయడం జరిగింది. అయితే ఇవాళ భారతదేశంలో ఇవాళ ఒక జాతీయ సమైక్యత అనేది ఒక విధమైనటువంటి ఏకీకృత ఆధిపత్య పాలనగా మారుతున్నటువంటి సందర్భంలో భారతదేశంలో వైవిధ్యాన్ని లేదా భారతదేశంలో రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తికి విరుద్ధంగా జరుగుతున్నటువంటి అనేక పరిణామాలను దృష్టిలో ఉంచుకొని ఈ అంశాన్ని చూడవలసి ఉంటుందని చెప్తూ భారతదేశంలో ఈ కేంద్రీకృత అధికారాన్ని ఎదుర్కోవడానికి రెండు ప్రధాన రాజకీయ అంశాలు ఈ దేశ వర్తమాన చరిత్రలో ప్రభావం చూపాయి. అది ఒకటి సాంఘిక న్యాయ రాజకీయాలు. అంటే భారతదేశంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి పరిణామాలని ఎదుర్కోవడానికి రెండు ప్రధాన రాజకీయ అంశాలని రాజకీయ శక్తుల్ని మనం గుర్తించవలసి ఉంటుంది. ఒకటి సామాజిక న్యాయానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి రాజకీయాలు అనేవి ఈ కేంద్రీకృత అధికార రాజకీయాలను అడ్డుకోగలవు. దానితో పాటు భారత సమాఖ్య స్ఫూర్తి ఏదైతే ఉందో భారతదేశం అనేది వివిధ రాష్ట్రాల కలయిక, వివిధ రాష్ట్రాల ప్రజల సంస్కృతిని భాషకు సంబంధించినటువంటి ప్రాంతీయ అస్తిత్వానికి సంబంధించిన అంశం. కాబట్టి భారతదేశంలో ఇవాళ జరుగుతున్నటువంటి అధికార కేంద్రీకరణని సమాఖ్య స్ఫూర్తిని రక్షించే రాజకీయాల ద్వారా మాత్రమే మనం దీనిని ప్రతిఘటించగలము. సో కాబట్టి భారతదేశంలో జరుగుతున్నటువంటి ఈ కేంద్రీకృత రాజకీయాలని సాంఘిక న్యాయం, సమాఖ్య స్ఫూర్తి రాజకీయాల ద్వారా మాత్రమే ఎదుర్కోగలనేటువంటి విషయాన్ని తను మొదటిసారిగా వివరించడం జరిగింది. ఆ తర్వాత ఈ పునర్విభజనకు సంబంధించినటువంటి చట్టపరమైనటువంటి విషయాల్ని తను ప్రస్తావించాడు. అంటే భారతదేశంలో రాజ్యాంగ రూపకల్పన జరిగినప్పుడు భారతదేశంలో లోక్సభ స్థానాలు కానీ వివిధ శాసనసభ స్థానాలు కానీ జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా ప్రతి 10 సంవత్సరాలకు ఒకసారి నిర్ణయించబడాలని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఆ విధంగా భారతదేశంలో మొదటి 30 సంవత్సరం అంటే 71 వరకు ఆ జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా లోక్సభ, రాష్ట్ర శాసనసభ స్థానాలని లెక్కించడం, నిర్ణయించడం జరిగింది. కానీ 1971 తర్వాత జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా నియోజకవర్గాల సంఖ్యను మార్చడం అనేది నిలుపుదల చేయటం జరిగింది. అంటే 71 నుంచి 76 తర్వాత 76 నుంచి మళ్ళా 2001 తర్వాత రెండు ముఖ్యమైన నిర్ణయాల్ని చేయటం జరిగింది. ఏమిటంటే మరో 25 సంవత్సరాల వరకు ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి నియోజకవర్గాల సంఖ్యను యథాతథంగా కొనసాగించాలి. అంటే 71 నుంచి నేటి వరకు పార్లమెంట్లోని స్థానాలు కానీ అసెంబ్లీలోని స్థానాల సంఖ్యను కానీ జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా కాకుండా 71లో ఏ జనాభా ఆధారంగా ఆ స్థానాలను నిర్ణయించారో అదే సంఖ్యని నేటికి కొనసాగించాలనేటువంటి నిర్ణయాన్ని భారత పార్లమెంట్ అంగీకరించింది. తిరిగి మళ్ళా 1926లో తిరిగి జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా తిరిగి పార్లమెంట్లోని స్థానాలు కానీ రాష్ట్ర శాసనసభ స్థానాలు కానీ లెక్కించడం అనేది జరగబోతుంది. కాబట్టి తిరిగి అలా జరిగితే దాని పర్యవసానాలు ఎలా ఉంటాయనే విషయాన్ని యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు గణాంకాల ద్వారా మన దృష్టికి తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. అయితే ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి జనాభా ఆధారంగా అంటే 2025 జనాభా లెక్కల ఆధారంగా తిరిగి కనుక భారతదేశంలో లోక్సభ స్థానాలను కనుక తిరిగి లెక్కించడం లేదా నిర్ణయించడం జరిగితే ఒక పెద్ద ప్రమాదం రానుంది. అదేమిటంటే దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాల లోక్సభ స్థానాల సంఖ్య తగ్గనుంది, ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాల లోక్సభ స్థానాల సంఖ్య గణనీయంగా పెరగనుంది. ఇది భారతదేశంలో భిన్న ప్రాంతాల మధ్య భాషా సమూహాల మధ్య అనైక్యతను సృష్టించడానికి ఆధారం కాబోతుంది. అందువల్ల యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారు చెప్పినటువంటి ఒక మౌలిక పరిష్కారం ఏమిటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏ సంఖ్య అయితే ఉందో అదే సంఖ్యని శాశ్వతంగా కొంతకాలం పాటు నిలుపుదల చేయటమే దీనికి పరిష్కారం. కారణం ఏమిటంటే దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాల్లో కొంత ఆర్థిక అభివృద్ధి అక్షరాస్యత పెరగటంతో ఇక్కడ జనాభా తగ్గింది. ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాల్లో పేదరికం నిరక్షరాస్యత కొనసాగటం వల్ల అక్కడ జనాభా గణనీయంగా పెరిగింది. అందువల్ల జనాభా తగ్గటం అనేది అక్షరాస్యత ఫలితమైనప్పుడు దానిని ఆధారంగా చేసుకొని రాష్ట్ర పార్లమెంటు స్థానాన్ని తగ్గించడం అనేది అది శిక్షగా పరిగణించబడుతుంది. అందువల్ల ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి నియోజకవర్గాలని మార్చకుండా యథాతథంగా కొనసాగించడం ద్వారా మాత్రమే భారతదేశ సమాఖ్య స్ఫూర్తిని యథాతథంగా మనం పరిరక్షించగలం అనేటువంటి ఒక మౌలికమైనటువంటి అంశాన్ని తాను ప్రస్తావించడం జరిగింది. అయితే దాంతో పాటు తాను చేసినటువంటి ఒక మరో ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి అంశం ఏమిటంటే ఇవాళ భారతదేశంలో ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలు దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాల మధ్య తిరిగి ఒక అంగీకారం రావాల్సి ఉంది. ఏమిటా అంగీకారం ఉన్నప్పుడు ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలు తమ సంఖ్యను మేము పెంచకుండా ఇదే సంఖ్యను యథాతథంగా కొనసాగిస్తాం అని దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలకి హామీ ఇవ్వటం అనేది నేటి చారిత్రక కర్తవ్యం. అంటే భారతదేశ ప్రజల మధ్య జాతీయ సమైక్యత కొనసాగాలంటే ఇవాళ ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలు దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలకి ఈ హామీని ఇవ్వవలసి ఉంటుంది. అదే సమయంలో దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు కూడా ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలకి మరో హామీని ఇవ్వవలసి ఉంటుంది. ఆ హామీ ఏమిటంటే దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు ఆర్థికంగా ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలతో పోలిస్తే అభివృద్ధిని సాధించిన రాష్ట్రాలు. మనం కనుక భారతదేశంలో తలసరి ఆదాయం కనుక ప్రమాణంగా తీసుకున్నట్లయితే దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలతో పోలిస్తే ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలు ఈ తలసరి ఆదాయంలో 3 రెట్లు దిగువనున్నాయి. సో కాబట్టి దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలకి ఎక్కువ ఆర్థిక అభివృద్ధి వలన కొంత ఎక్కువ ఆదాయాన్ని కేంద్రానికి ఇస్తున్నాయి. కాబట్టి ఆ కేంద్రానికి వెళ్తున్నటువంటి ఆదాయాన్ని ఒక మేరకు వెనుకబడినటువంటి ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలకి పంచడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇవాళ దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు దానిని అంగీకరించవలసి ఉంటుంది. మేము అభివృద్ధి చెందినప్పటికీ ఈ అభివృద్ధిలో కొంత ఫలాలని మాకంటే ఆర్థికంగా వెనుకబడినటువంటి ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలకి మా ఆదాయాన్ని ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలకి ఇవ్వటానికి దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు అంగీకరించడం ద్వారా మన మధ్య ఒక ఐక్యతని నిలబెట్టుకోగలం. కాబట్టి ఈ రెండు ప్రాంతాల మధ్య ఈ విధమైనటువంటి ఒప్పందం రావడం ద్వారానే ఈ ప్రాంతీయ పరమైనటువంటి వ్యత్యాసాలని మనం అధిగమించగలము. దాని తర్వాత భారతదేశం ఇవాళ ఎదుర్కొంటున్నటువంటి ప్రధానమైనటువంటి ఒక అంశం భారతదేశం అనే భావన ప్రమాదంలోకి వెళ్తూ ఉంది. అంటే భారతదేశం అనే భావన భారత రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తికి అనుగుణమైనది. సో భారత రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తి మౌలికంగా భారతీయ వైవిధ్యాన్ని పరిరక్షించేటువంటి స్వభావాన్ని కలిగి ఉంది. సో అందువల్ల ఇవాళ భారతదేశం అనే భావన ఒక ప్రమాదంలోకి వస్తున్న నేపథ్యంలో తిరిగి ఆ భావాన్ని రక్షించుకోవడం అనేది మనందరి కర్తవ్యం. అయితే ఈ సందర్భంగా తాను ప్రస్తావించిన అంశం ఏమిటంటే భారతదేశం ఇవాళ 3 విభజన అంశాలని మనం భారతదేశం ఎదుర్కొంటుంది. ఒకటి భాషాపరమైనటువంటి విభజన. అంటే ఉత్తరాది రాష్ట్రాలు హిందీ భాషను మాట్లాడే రాష్ట్రాలు, ప్రధానంగా దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు ప్రధానంగా హిందీయేతర భాషలు మాట్లాడే రాష్ట్రాలు. సో అయినప్పుడు భారతదేశంలో జాతీయ భాష ఏది? భారత రాజ్యాంగంలో ఎక్కడ కూడా జాతీయ భాష అనే ప్రస్తావన లేదు. కేవలం అధికార భాష అనే ప్రస్తావన ఉంది తప్ప జాతీయ భాష లేదు. ఇవాళ కనుక హిందీ భాషను కనుక జాతీయ భాషగా చేసినట్లయితే తిరిగి భారతదేశంలో భాషాపరమైనటువంటి సమస్య అనైక్యతకి దారి తీస్తుంది. కాబట్టి అది మన మధ్య ఇవాళ విభజనాంశంగా భాషాపరమైన అంశం ముందుకు వస్తుంది. మొదటిది. రెండవది, భారతదేశం ఇవాళ ఎదుర్కొంటున్నటువంటి మరో సమస్య ప్రాంతీయ పరమైనది. అంటే దక్షిణాది రాష్ట్రాలు, పశ్చిమ ప్రాంత రాష్ట్రాలు ఆర్థికంగా వెనుకబడిన, ఆర్థికంగా అభివృద్ధి చెందిన రాష్ట్రాలు, మిగతా ఉత్తర తూర్పునటువంటి రాష్ట్రాలు ఆర్థికంగా వెనుకబడినటువంటి రాష్ట్రాలు. అందులో భారతదేశంలో ఇవాళ మనం చూసేటువంటి మరో వైరుధ్యం ఏంటంటే ప్రాంతీయ అసమానతలు అనేవి భారతదేశంలో చాలా స్పష్టంగా మనకి వస్తున్నాయి. సో కాబట్టి ఈ ప్రాంతీయ అసమానతలను కనుక మనం కనుక సరిదిద్దకపోతే భారతదేశ భావనకే ప్రమాదం. ఇది రెండవ విభజనకు సంబంధించిన అంశంగా తాను ప్రస్తావించాడు. మూడవది, భారతదేశంలో కొన్ని రాష్ట్రాలు పూర్తిగా బీజేపీ ఆధిక్యత రాష్ట్రాలుగా ఉన్నాయి. మరికొన్ని రాష్ట్రాలు బీజేపీ నామమాత్ర అధికార పార్టీలుగా ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు కనుక భారతదేశంలో ఈ బీజేపీ రాష్ట్రాల ప్రాబల్యం మిగతా రాష్ట్రాలపై లేదా కేంద్ర ప్రాబల్యం, రాష్ట్రాల ప్రాబల్యం కనుక, బీజేపీ ప్రాబల్యం కనుక మిగతా రాష్ట్రాల మీద కనుక బలోపేతం జరిగినట్లయితే తిరిగి అది కూడా భారత జాతి భావనకి, భారత దేశ భావనకి అది ఒక ముప్పుగా ఏర్పడుతుంది అని చెప్తూ చివరిగా దీనికి పరిష్కారం ఏమిటి, దీనికి పరిష్కారం ఏమిటనే ప్రశ్న వేసి దానికి చాలా చక్కగా ఆయన చెప్పింది ఏమిటంటే భారత రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తి ఏమిటి? భారత రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తి ఎవరు ఎవరి మీద ఆధిపత్యాన్ని ప్రదర్శించరాదు. అంటే భారతదేశం యొక్క చారిత్రక స్ఫూర్తి కానీ, రాజ్యాంగ స్ఫూర్తులు కానీ మనం కనుక చూసినట్లయితే అందులో కనిపించే మౌలిక అంశం ఏమిటంటే ఎవరు ఎవరిపై ఆధిపత్యం చేయరాదు. ఎవరు ఎవరిపై ఆధిపత్యం ఉన్నప్పుడు అది భాషాపరంగా కావచ్చు, మతపరంగా కావచ్చు, ప్రాంతపరంగా కావచ్చు. అందువల్ల ఆధిపత్య రాహిత్యం అనేది భారత రాజ్యాంగ మౌలిక స్వభావం అనే విషయాన్ని కనుక మనం అందరం గుర్తించినట్లయితే దానికి అనుగుణంగా ఇప్పుడున్నటువంటి విభజన అంశాలని గుర్తించి దాన్ని పరిష్కరించుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నించడం ద్వారానే తిరిగి భారతదేశం అనేది ఒక దేశంగా ఉండగలదు. చివరిగా తాను చెప్పిన అంశం ఏంటంటే ఇవాళ భారతదేశంలో ఏకరాజ్యం, ఏక భాష, ఏక మార్కెట్ అనేటువంటి అంశాలు ప్రధానంగా ఈ భారతీయ సంస్కృతి నుంచి వచ్చిన అంశాలు కాదు. ఈ భావన ఐరోపా, ప్రధానంగా జర్మన్ జాతీయవాదం నుంచి వచ్చిన భావన. అందువల్ల ఇవాళ భారతదేశంలో ఏకజాతి భావన భారత సాంస్కృతిక భావన కాదు, భారతీయ చరిత్రకు సంబంధించిన భావన కాదు, భారతీయ సంస్కృతికి సంబంధించిన భావన కాదు. అందువల్ల ఒక జర్మన్ జాతీయ భావాన్ని భారతీయ భావనగా చెప్పి భారతదేశంలో ఉన్న వైవిధ్యాన్ని లేదా భారత వైవిధ్య ప్రాతిపదికగా భారత జాతి నిర్మాణాన్ని వీళ్ళు ధ్వంసం చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. అందువల్ల భారత జాతి భావన బలపడాలంటే భారతదేశం ప్రధానంగా వైవిధ్యంపై ఆధారపడినటువంటి దేశం. అంటే ఈ సాంస్కృతిక వైవిధ్యాన్ని రక్షించుకోవడం ద్వారానే భారత జాతి భావాన్ని, భారతదేశం అనే భావాన్ని మనం రక్షించుకోగలని చెప్తూ పునర్విభజన అంశాన్ని ఆ దృష్టి నుండి అర్థం చేసుకోవడం ద్వారానే ఈ సమస్యకి సరైన పరిష్కారాన్ని పొందగలమని తాను చెప్పడం జరిగింది. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
లాస్ట్ పాయింట్ ప్రజెంట్ ఈయన సీఎం గారు చెప్పాల్సి సీఎం వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ చంద్రబాబు గారికి ఆయన
చివరిగా తాను మన రాష్ట్రానికి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఒక రాజకీయ అంశాన్ని కూడా మన అందరి దృష్టి తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. అదేమిటంటే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ఉన్నటువంటి గౌరవనీయులైనటువంటి చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ఇప్పుడు ఈ అంశాల మీద తన వైఖరి ఏమిటి అనే విషయాన్ని ఇప్పటివరకు ఆయన మౌనంగా ఉన్నాడు తప్ప స్పష్టంగా ప్రకటించలేదు. ఇవాళ నువ్వు కనుక ఈ పునర్విభజనకు సంబంధించిన అంశాన్ని కనుక మౌనంతో అంగీకరించావంటే అర్థం ఏమిటంటే ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్రానికి లోక్సభలో ఉండేటువంటి సీట్ల సంఖ్యని తగ్గటానికి నువ్వు అంగీకరించినట్టే అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి ఒక ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ఉన్నటువంటి నీవు ఇవాళ పునర్విభజనకు సంబంధించినటువంటి అంశం జాతీయ స్థాయిలో చర్చకి వచ్చినప్పుడు మౌనం సరైన సమాధానం కాదు. స్పష్టమైనటువంటి రాజకీయ వైఖరిని తీసుకొని నువ్వు కనుక చెప్పడం ద్వారానే నీవు కేవలం ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రజల గౌరవానికి అర్హతలు పొందటమే కాదు, తెలుగుదేశం పార్టీ అనేది చారిత్రకంగా ప్రాంతీయ గౌరవానికి ఒక చిహ్నంగా వచ్చిన పార్టీ. సో అందువల్ల తెలుగుదేశం అనేది ఒక ప్రాంతీయ పార్టీ తిరిగి తన యొక్క మూలాలని వ్యక్తీకరించడం అంటే భారత రాజ్యాంగంలోని సమాఖ్య స్ఫూర్తికి తాను కట్టుబడ్డాననే విషయాన్ని బహిరంగంగా ప్రకటించడమే. ఇవాళ చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు ఆ నిర్ణయాన్ని ప్రకటించడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నాడా? తాను ఈ సభావేదిక సందర్భంగా తాను అడుగుతూ ఇవాళ చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు తిరిగి తన వైఖరిని రాష్ట్ర ప్రజలకి తెలియజేయాలని, ఆ విధంగా తన పాత తన పార్టీ యొక్క గత నిర్ణయాన్ని గౌరవిస్తాడని ఆశిస్తూ తాను మరొకసారి మన ద్వారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారికి తన మాటని సందేశంగా వ్యక్తీకరించాడు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. చాలా విపురాత్మకంగా మీరు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఇంకొక విషయం నేను యాడ్ చేసేది ఏమంటే, యోగేంద్ర సార్ మాట్లాడుతూ చివరిలో ఒక మన ముందు ఆయన కేవలం మాటల మనిషి కాదు, చేతల మనిషి అనడానికి మన ముందు ఒక కార్యాచరణ ఆయన ముందు పెట్టాడు. ఆ కార్యాచరణ ఏంటంటే సోషల్ జస్టిస్ గ్రూప్స్ కావచ్చు, ఫెడరలిజం లైక్ సెక్టర్ గ్రూప్స్ కావచ్చు, వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఒక యాక్టివిటీ ఏంటంటే ఆయన పట్టుకొచ్చేది క్యాస్ట్ సెన్సస్ మీద, అట్లాగే డీలిమిటేషన్ మీద. ఈ రెండు ఒక ఆయుధంగా తీసుకొని మనం ముందుకెళ్ళినట్లయితే ఈ గ్రూప్స్ పనిచేయడానికి చాలా స్పేస్ ఉంది. మనం అందరూ ఒక అటువంటి బాధ్యత ఈ మండల సేన తీసుకుని నన్ను ఇక్కడ పిలిచినందుకు మళ్ళీ మీకు థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తా ఉన్నాను అని చెప్తూ, ఆ ఒక 2 పాయింట్స్, క్యాస్ట్ సెన్సస్ యాజ్ వెల్ as డీలిమిటేషన్, ఈ 2 ఇష్యూస్ మీద కానీ మనం పనిచేస్తే ఎంత దాకా పనిచేయడానికి కూడా మనకు ఆ స్పేస్ అవకాశం ఉంది. కాబట్టి ఆ సీరియస్ ఇష్యూని మనం ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్దాము. ఆ యొక్క బాధ్యత మీరు తీసుకోండి. మేము కూడా మీతో పాటు కలిసి పనిచేస్తాను. మీతో పాటు అవసరమైన ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కూడా మీతో నిలబడి నేను మాట్లాడతాననే విషయాన్ని ప్రొఫెసర్ యోగేందర్ సార్ మనకు చెప్పారు. దానికి మరోసారి మన అందరం ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తాం. తర్వాత మనం ఇంకొక అంశంలోకి ఎంటర్ అవుతున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు సార్ వెల్కమ్ రామకృష్ణ గారు, జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ సిపిఐ పార్టీ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్ సెషన్ మొదలు కాబోతున్నాం. Sir, now I request Mr. Yogindra Yadav. Now the question and answer session, sir. You have to answer the question. Chair. You can sit here. You can.
Okay, no problem. And they can feel free to ask questions in Telugu.
No issue, sir. I can translate.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Please feel free to ask questions in Telugu, whichever way you feel comfortable. You can say that. You can say they should ask questions in Telugu if they want.
మీరందరూ స్పెషల్లీ ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. మీకు తెలుగు భాషలో అయినా కూడా అందరూ ఇప్పటివరకు మనం ఈ మీటింగ్ డిసిప్లిన్ చేసాము. అదే డిసిప్లిన్ కొనసాగిస్తాం. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ అయిన తర్వాత సార్ కూడా మనం ఈ మండలం జరిగిన తర్వాత లంచ్ కూడా తీసుకున్నాం. ప్లీజ్ ఇప్పటివరకు మనంతా డిసిప్లిన్ గా ఒక ఇంటెలిజెంట్ గ్రూప్ డిసిప్లిన్ ఉన్నాం. అదే డిసిప్లిన్ మనం ఆసనంగా కొనసాగించాలని కోరుకుంటూ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ చేయడంతో.
Yes, sir.
2021 census official government చేయలేదు. ఎలా ఏ బేసిస్ మీద ఇలా వీళ్ళు పునరావృతం చేస్తారు?
2021 census has not been undertaken before. On which basis the government is going to take up the delimitation? That's the question.
Sir, the Constitution amendment that took place in 2001 said that next delimitation will take place based on the census that happens in 2000, census that happens after 2026. I fear that is the reason why the census has been postponed. Because if the census had taken place in 2021, then it could not be used for delimitation. Because the Constitution amendment says census after 2026. So, if the government wanted, they could have done the census in 2022 because COVID was over. At the most, they could have done the census in 2023. They did not do it. 24, they did not do it. 25, they are not doing it. Why? Because Constitution amendment says for delimitation purpose only 2026 and after can be used. That is why they are trying to push the delimitation to 2026. That is what they will use for delimitation. So 21 was of no use to Modi government. That's why they did not do it. Yeah. This was the amendment brought because the constitutional provision about delimitation are linked to the census of India. And the amendment brought about in 2001 postponed it for 25 years and said any census that takes place in 2026. 1976 postponed it to 2001. 2001 postponed it to 2026. This is what BJP is waiting for. They are waiting for the census of 2026 so that delimitation can be done based on that. That is why they are not using it.
Thank you, sir. I am Since 7 years, our central government using CBI, ED, 90 against the opposition party, opposition government. How you are expecting central government to come forward to support delimitation, our view, and also of course, and also other things.
My
Since 10 years, from 2014 onwards to now, BJP got 100% votes in Andhra Pradesh. Janasena supported, PDP supported, YSRCP also supported. In Rashtrapati election, president election, all cases. So how do you expect the government to support our view?
My senior friend says he knows the reason why Chandrababu Naidu Garu is silent. And he says the reason is ED, IT, and so on. I don't know. Maybe he's right. You people know the reality. I don't know. All I know is if the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh has the interest of the people of Andhra Pradesh in mind, then he should speak up on this issue. If he does not speak, then maybe you are right. But let us wait. It is my firm conviction that with all the flaws in our democracy, on big issues like this, political leaders have no option except to follow the will of the people. Sooner, if they do not follow, they will be in the dustbin of history. This is, yeah. So anyone who does not follow the people's will on issues of this kind will perish, will go in the dustbin of history. And I don't think Chandrababu Naidu wants to do that. So let us hope. It is a tragedy indeed that Andhra Pradesh, a state that came into existence on the basis of a struggle against the Union Government of India in 1950s, against the will of the then Prime Minister of India, this state came into existence. A state which in the 1980s demonstrated its resolve for regional pride, regional identity, not submitting to the dictates of New Delhi. That is what Telugu Desam was all about. You cannot dismiss my chief ministers on airport. That is what Andhra Pradesh had said. So a state that was born out of contest with New Delhi over regional identity, linguistic identity, a state that reasserted its regional pride, is a state today which has completely surrendered to New Delhi and its masters. This is a matter of shame. I'm sure the people of Andhra Pradesh will not accept this kind of humiliation for long. All the 25 MPs of Andhra Pradesh lined up with because someone has ED files on both the parties. That is a matter of shame, not only for the parties. This is humiliation for the people of Andhra Pradesh, for the proud people of Andhra Pradesh and for their proud legacy. I'm sure this will not last very long. I'm sure the people of Andhra Pradesh will teach their politicians how to behave.
May we excuse the nuclear question. As Dakshan Reddy said very rightly, all the political parties, the leading parties like Janasena, or తెలుగుదేశం, or Jagan Congress, they are all sailing with Mr. Modi, whatever their interests might be. To whom the people of Andhra should look at?
Sir, I do not know if they are sailing or they are drowning. Only history will tell us whether they are sailing or drowning. What we do know is that they are tied to the tail of Mr. Modi currently. But
This question is to you, Mr. Congressman. Mr. Congressman, this question is to you only. And there was a space for Congress in Andhra Pradesh. In the whole country, you look at the liberal party. You are not in the
I know we get I understand. I understand that we get very excited. I understand that we get very excited, sir, about these issues. I do understand that we can get very excited about this part, and it is natural because this is the real question of politics of here and now. So it is quite natural for us to be exercised, to have strong opinions. I would just urge, I hope all of us, you can disagree, he can disagree, but as long as we agree that the spirit of diversity defines this country, that no imposition can take place, that we should respect different regional identities. If we agree on that basic, then we don't need to resolve it in this room. People of Andhra Pradesh will resolve this question. If we agree on this basic, that surrendering to New Delhi on the issues of delimitation, accepting uniformity as unity. We are confusing uniformity with unity. As long as we can separate these two, then the rest will be decided by people. And I tell you, if people of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Telangana stand united, there is no way people of Andhra Pradesh can be alone. They will definitely stand with them. That I am absolutely sure.
అర్హత లేని రాజ్యాంగం ప్రకారం అర్హత లేని వారికి ఈడబ్ల్యూఎస్ 10% రిజర్వేషన్స్ ఇచ్చి మొత్తంగా ఈ బహుజనులకి రిజర్వేషన్స్ కావాలంటే రిజర్వేషన్ మా విధానం కానీ కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం అంతా ఉంది.
My question, my stand on the EWS reservation.
जिसको जगह ये नहीं है रिजर्वेशन को तो EWS 10% उनको दे रहा है, मगर जिस लोग को जरूरत है उसको नहीं दे रहे. सुप्रीम कोर्ट उनको सारा दे रहा है.
సుప్రీం కోర్టు కూడా జనగణన కావాలి రిజర్వేషన్స్
The question is, Anjaya Garu, can you come here to explain sometimes these things? The question is about EWS reservation. Let me state my honest opinion on the EWS reservation. EWS reservation is a fraud on the Constitution of India. Why do I think so? Because it is true that there are very poor people among the upper caste. It is true that very poor people among the upper caste need some support. They need fellowship, they need scholarship, they need opportunities. But giving them reservation is a very wrong precedent, because reservation as a mechanism is not meant for economic upliftment. It is affirmative, it is a compensatory mechanism for hundreds of years of exclusion. And number two, EWS, while getting a fraudulent caste certificate, is very, very difficult in this country. It is possible, but very difficult. But getting a fraudulent EWS certificate is the easiest thing in this country. So, therefore, the idea of, I know EWS reservation was passed by the BJP government, but the fact is that it was supported by the opposition also. Sadly. And entire opposition, everyone supported it. Sir, I'm saying the entire, I said that, sir. The entire opposition supported it, and therefore, but to my mind, it was a mistake. It is an incorrect use of the mechanism of reservation. Economically weaker sections within the upper caste should be given many other benefits, but not reservation. And my understanding is that the Supreme Court judgment upholding the EWS reservation is one of the weakest judgments given by Supreme Court in its history. I have written about that judgment. I have criticized that judgment. It is completely inconsistent and illogical judgment given by the Supreme Court. Do you want to translate? Let him decide. Let him decide. Yeah.
If your proposal of postponing deferring this event permanently is not accepted by the BJP government and center, then what will be the alternative? Is there any other methodology which can maintain the federal balance and also so that this unity will prevail?
So the question is, if the BJP does not accept it, what is the alternative? I will answer it in two parts. One is an alternative that BJP will give. I did not talk about this in the lecture, but I can tell you, BJP will give you an option, which would look like a very decent option, but actually it's a deceit and a fraud. Second is the real option. What BJP will do is this. BJP will not say we will reduce the seats of Andhra Pradesh. BJP will not say we will reduce the seats of Kerala. BJP will say, let us increase the size of the parliament. They will say, we will let us have a parliament of 850 MPs. 848 will be the case, sir. 848 MPs they will say, roughly about that. So they will say Kerala is 20 seats, let Kerala be 20 seats, that's okay, no problem. Tamil Nadu is 39, let Tamil Nadu become 41. Andhra Pradesh 25, you will get 27. But Uttar Pradesh, from 80, they will become 126. Bihar, from 40, will become 80. Rajasthan, from 25, will become 41. Do you see the trick? So the trick is, people of Kerala will be told, your seats are the same, don't worry. But that's only to those who do not know class 5 mathematics. In percentage terms, the shares will go down. The appearance will be the same. This is the game BJP is going to play. I'm sure people of Tamil Nadu and people of Kerala know their mathematics. They are no fools, so they will be able to see what's happening. But this is the game BJP is likely to play. So that is the answer BJP will give. It's a fraudulent answer, it's a bad, because in percentage terms, the share of Tamil, of entire South India or entire non-Hindi speaking states will go down. Share of Hindi speaking states will come to about 48% or so of the overall percentage. That is the percentage term, which is what matters. Numbers don't matter. What is look, in the last instance, if the federal arrangement of this country is being changed, because this amounts to changing the north-south equation of this country, the simple answer cannot be constitutional. In the last instance, constitutions are made by the people and constitutions are defended by the people. So that is why my plea would be that all the forces of social justice, all the forces for federalism, whether they are in South India or in North India, all of them should stand up. Big political parties in the India coalition, which have their presence in South India but also in North India, they should take a position. Because if only you take a position, people will say, aha, these are people who are losing. Losers are complaining. What's the problem? It has to be, as I said, it has to be a dual bargain. Bargain should be, okay, I will not demand more federal money based on my prosperity. You do not demand more seats based on your population. That is the bargain. And to support this bargain, we should have India coalition parties, which have their presence in South and North, both. And my plea would be that people like us, who represent forces of social justice, they should strongly support such a move. It has to be a very major political movement in this country. In the last instance, republics are not defended by parliaments. Republics are not defended by judiciary. Republic is defended by the public.
Excuse me, sir. Okay, carry.
My name is Shobha Rani. My name is Shobha Rani.
I can hear you, they can't.
My name is Shobha Rani. I am advocate of Andhra Pradesh. I work. Right now I am in Telugu party. But still, I felt like this is right time to be you and ask and clear some puzzling things. And I am appreciating you, sir. You came all the way from Delhi to here to save the self-respect of the SC, BC, ST, minority people. Symbol of self-respect, PP Mandal. So, I appeal before your highnesses that should have its own traditions, culture, rituals, dress code, food habits. Everything is different from north sides. Now we started thinking why we have to follow.
Why?
Why we have to follow each and everything of decision of not the people and not the political parties like BJP or Modi or other organizations who are suppressing the SC, ST, BC minority people. So I want my people, Dakshina Bharat people, to kind of programs. Even you yourself also, we have great respect towards you because you came all the way from the to tell the problems and difficulties and the harm also regarding the delimitation of the parliament. So my question is, I request you to kindly go to every resident party and give the representation that we are going to do this program, so that we also can be part and parcel of the program. So kindly, I request you to kindly give a representation to Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu also, so that people like me will be more comfortable to reach you and share our feelings, so that we will save our Dakshin Bharat, and where we have already Dakshin Bharat friend. Some of my friends are here. We are the friend of Dakshin Bharat friend. So we have to say the self-respect and security of the Dakshin Bharat. Then we are losing our self-respect. That is obvious. So all resident parties should be aware of all these things. So I request you to kindly meet every each and political. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I really appreciate that you came here and spoke your mind. I really deeply appreciate this. I almost completely agree with everything that you have said. So you have one request for me and I have one request for you. Your request to me is that I should give a representation to every political party, including Telugu Desam, Chandrababu Naidu Garu. We should do it. And I'm making, that is why you must have seen from the stage, I have simply made an appeal to Chandrababu Naidu. He has a theory, I don't have a theory. I'm simply saying Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh should speak in the interest of Andhra Pradesh. So this is my appeal. It's a public appeal. The media is here. The appeal will go out. So that is my, that's my response to your request. My request to you is, please tell Chandrababu Naidu what you told me. Please tell him that, it's okay. No, but I must say, I really appreciate what she has said. On what you said about Dakshina Bharat and its cultural distinctness, I would not say difference, it's a distinctiveness that we have. It must be respected. And as I keep saying, India is Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Utkal, Banga. There is no India outside this. If we do not respect Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, there is no India. And unfortunately, this is what the rulers in Delhi today are trying to tell us. You have to be Hindi, Hindustan is India. No, that is not India. So there is a deep clash of perspective. And even if you do not go and say this to Chandrababu Naidu Garu, please go and tell this to all your cadre. Because the roots of Telugu Desam party are not in BJP ideology. Their roots are in regional identity, regional self-respect. And I would want to see Telugu Desam defend that regional self-respect. You and I can have 100 differences. That's all right. But, because many people in political science said regionalism is a problem. I always said no, regionalism is not a problem in India. Regionalism is a solution in India. It is because of regionalism that Indian Union has been saved. If we are not like Yugoslavia or Soviet Union, it is because we had regional politics. Regional politics has saved India. It has kept India united. So I really hope Telugu Desam party will be true to its origins and true to its own spirit.
సార్, ముందుగా మీకు ఈ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రజాస్వామ్యవాదుల తరఫున ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి delimitation మీద మాకు అవగాహన కల్పించడానికి మీరు వచ్చినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ దక్షిణ భారతదేశంలో తమిళనాడు కేంద్రంగా కేరళ, తెలంగాణ, కర్ణాటక ప్రభుత్వాలు delimitation వ్యతిరేకిస్తూ మరి ఆ కార్యక్రమంలో పోరాటానికి సిద్ధపడుతుంటే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో అటువంటి ప్రజాస్వామిక పోరాటం చేసే పరిస్థితి లేని ఇందులో ఏదైతే 543 స్థానాలుగా ఉన్న పార్లమెంట్ స్థానాలు 848 స్థానాలుగా పెరిగి బీహార్, ఉత్తరప్రదేశ్, రాజస్థాన్, మధ్యప్రదేశ్లో సుమారు 50% పార్లమెంట్ స్థానాల్లో బీజేపీ ఏదైతే ఆ బలాన్ని పెంచుకుని దక్షిణ భారతదేశానికి అన్యాయం చేయాలని వస్తుందో ఆ క్రమంలో ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ నుంచి ఈ పార్టీలు చేయని పోరాటాన్ని ప్రజలు చేయడం కోసం మీరు సూచించే రోడ్ మ్యాప్ కానీ మీరు సూచించే ప్రత్యామ్నాయ మార్గం కానీ మరోసారి ఏదైతే ఇప్పుడు వరకు పోస్ట్ పోన్ అవుతూ వచ్చినాయో 2 సార్లుగా మరోసారి పోస్ట్ పోన్ ని మీరు కోరుకుంటారా, లేదా మాకేదైనా ప్రత్యేక మార్గాన్ని చూపించి ఒక ఎజెండా పోరాటాన్ని మా ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్ర ప్రజలకు, ప్రజాస్వామ్యవాదులకు ఇచ్చే అవకాశం ఉందా తెలియజేయాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను.
Sir, in terms of alternative, thank you for the question. In terms of alternative proposal, I have no alternative proposal because I know some people are saying, let the Lok Sabha change, but let us adjust in Rajya Sabha. That is no solution because Rajya Sabha has no power now in India. The whole country is being driven only by Lok Sabha. Every bill is declared a finance bill, and so everything can be done by Lok Sabha. So adjusting in Rajya Sabha is not a solution. So my only solution in terms of policy proposal is permanent freeze. Stalin says postpone it by another 25 years. I say that postponement is only a formal. 75-year postponement is equal to permanent freeze. Let us go for permanent freeze. Let this not come up again and again and again. My political resolution is that the question, protest against delimitation should not become a South versus North question. That is my fear, that it can immediately become a South versus North question. Therefore, I would really want some forces in North India to take up this cause. And that has to be forces of social justice. In Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, forces of social justice should take up this cause. Because if it becomes only the problem of South India, and only South India speaks, then there is no solution. For example, on the Waqf thing, I don't want only Muslims to come out and say this is unjust. Hindus should come out and say Waqf bill is wrong. Similarly, on this issue, only South Indians should not speak. North Indians should come out and say this is wrong, this should not be done. We need to cultivate that political coalition. That to me is the real solution.
There is a question from
The question is, as you declared, social injustice and federalism are two main objects. Can these two objects be achieved by the proper political parties? And if not, how about bringing political party for the said purpose? This is a question from YK sir.
you only answer this.
Yeah, that's right. So, in the long run, what you are saying is right. In the long run, this country needs new kinds of politics, alternative politics. But delimitation is happening tomorrow, not in the long run. So tomorrow, if you need to do something, you have to work with existing political instruments. And therefore, I think my first attempt will be that India coalition, which has 25, 26 parties, if India coalition takes a position against delimitation, then it's a meaningful battle. So right now, I think of that as the political vehicle. In the long term, we need a better vehicle. I completely agree. Now, this friend wants to ask a question. Give him a chance.
High time to address the issues of the danger of the constitution. There is in the era of the globalization and the era of the neoliberalization. The framework is existing and system is operating, wherein the contradiction is taking place by the ruling class. They want to destroy the constitution. This is the context. In that context, why can't you propose alternatives rather than freezing this context, freezing the delimitation? Why can't you propose alternatives to repoliticize the masses at large level? Why can't you propose in the context of the market-centric politicians are entering in the parliaments, corporates are entering in the politics, rather than the social scientists and the civil society representatives. So there is the alternative. There is the alternative. You have political mobilization. Political mobilization is nothing but it is a proportional representation. Representing the proportionate representation based on the decentralized process and the social justice principle and decentralized principle. So can we give an alternative? It will become the political momentum rather than freezing the context. This is my observation. We are seeing the last 75 years, there is a lot of changes are taking place, but real political representation is not coming to the parliament or in the decision-making body. So there is a local bodies also defunct. Local governance are defunct. It is an executive organization defunct in this variety of states. So where you are supporting the regional parties. The regional parties are now become the dominant parties of the social fabric. So they are also dominant. They are suppressing the entire lower communities of the society. So why can't we propose alternatives in the electoral system or electoral reforms as well as the constitutionally why we are settling by the dominant society as the corporate houses and the dominant classes of the society. And we propose alternatives is the depoliticizing the masses. This is my observation.
There are many things in what you have said, sir. There are 6-7 suggestions that you have. I will not respond to each of those 6-7 things that you have in mind. I will respond to a fundamental thing that you have said, which is repoliticization. I think that is a fundamental issue. The crisis of the country cannot be resolved merely by freezing the delimitation or by legal reforms or even by constitutional reforms. The real problem is that over the years, the people have been depoliticized. Our public life and politics has been taken over by corporate interests, by career politicians, by dynasts, by those who bring money and purchase political power. And with the help of political power, they make more money. This is a larger problem. And the solution to that, to my mind, is not proportional representation. The solution is not legal and constitutional reform. The solution is political movement. The problem is that in this country, we have made politics a dirty word. You know, everyone says country should improve, but no politics, please. How would country improve if you don't do politics? Politics is the very essence of how democracies are defined. And if we all say, I don't want to do politics, how will the country improve? How will democracy change? So what we need is a large movement to bring young people into politics. Maybe delimitation can become a trigger can become an occasion to bring them into politics. Maybe they can start asking deeper questions. For some youth, Waqf bill can become the issue. For some people, CAA became an issue. For some people, anti-farmer bills became an issue. Whatever the trigger, we have to bring more and more young people into political life, thinking about politics, engaging in political activism. What the Prime Minister calls Andolan Jeevi, and what he fears, what he thinks is the disease. Prime Minister says Andolan Jeevi, as if they are a disease. That is the lifeline of this country. This country is born from Andolan. This country has survived because of Andolan. And we need more Andolan, more politics, better politics. That is the solution.
కానీ ఆ బిల్లులో బీసీ మహిళకు అన్యాయం జరుగుతుంది. దాని గురించి ఎవరైనా మేము కోరుతున్నాం సార్.
Your question is about the reservation for women. I should just clarify one or two things. Can we please pay attention to this? She had a question. She had a question about women's reservation. When the BJP brought about that bill for women's reservation, they linked it to delimitation. There was no need to link it to delimitation. BJP could have easily, the bill could have said, in the next election we will have reservation for women. There was no need to link it to census. We don't need a census to find out the proportion of women in this country. Women are half of this country. We don't need a census to find that out. So, because BJP wanted to be seen to be giving reservation to women without actually giving it. Therefore, they linked it to census and delayed it. I think when the bill gets introduced, right now the delimitation bill has not been introduced. Right now, nothing has happened. But because constitutional provision says 2026, that is why we are debating it. Right now, no legal process has started. But yes, my own sense is that BJP does not want women's reservation to take place in 2029 election. That is why they have connected it to delimitation and census, so as to postpone it. I think we should demand that whether there is delimitation or not, reservation for women should happen instantly. That should be the demand for 2029. Can you translate that? Has she understood the thing? Acha, OBC quota within women. Yeah. Acha. Sorry, I did not understand the question earlier. The question of reservation for OBC within women's reservation is a more complicated issue. I have myself been unclear about it. I have support, giving OBC reservation in education and job is one thing. But giving OBC reservation in politics is another thing. Because education and jobs are because of lack of access to opportunities. In politics, OBCs have the biggest strength, which is numbers. They have such large numbers. And why is it? I'm not speaking only about women. I'm just saying, when this question of reservation for OBCs in politics comes up, I always say OBCs have the biggest capital, which is votes. If the OBCs cannot do mobilization on the basis of their voting strength, why should they ask for reservation on this? Education and jobs, I completely understand and support. Political reservation for OBC at the high level is something I am unclear. I know many of my friends may not like it, but I think we need better rational justifications for that. On the women's issue, there is a problem. The problem is, it is true that when women's reservation takes place, chances are that most of these women will be upper caste women. So there will be reservation for SC women and ST women, because we have reservation for SC and ST in constituencies. But there is no general provision for OBCs in Lok Sabha and assemblies. And there, how do you create a reservation for OBC women when there is no reservation for OBCs in electoral politics? I don't have an answer to your question. Many people say there should be an OBC reservation for women. I'm still not clear how that can be implemented. So maybe we can have a conversation after. You can teach me. But I need to know the formula through which it can be done. As of now, it is not clear.
All our entire election system is the depends on the population based. Population based is the constitution divided assemblies and parliament. Population limits 20 years, 30 years, so time to death. The different activities okay, but population is the high and low is the 30 years, 40 years marching. ఎందుకు మనం పాపులేషన్ బేస్ మీద మార్పులు జరిగినప్పుడు పంచాయతీలు పెంచుకుంటున్నాం, ఆల్రెడీ కలెక్టర్స్ పెంచుకున్నాం, డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ పెంచుకున్నాం, డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ గ్రో అయ్యి, మండలాలు గ్రో అయ్యి, పంచాయతీలు గ్రో అయ్యి, బట్ పార్లమెంట్స్ అప్ అండ్ డౌన్ నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఇది 75 years, 30-40 years ఎందుకు పెంచుకోకూడదు అంటే ఎలక్షన్ సిస్టమ్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ పాపులేషన్. ఎందుకు మనం కేరళ ఇస్ 9 సీట్లు పోతాయి, తమిళనాడు తగ్గొచ్చు పెరగొచ్చు, నో ప్రాబ్లం. బట్ ఎంటైర్ డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ పార్టీస్ పర్మనెంట్. Parties is not permanent. Well, BJP tomorrow, Congress, they have tomorrow so many parties. But delimitation is the permanent disease. Our question is that why oppose the delimitation? Depends on population. Because the remaining issues is no problem. Our question is the directly content based.
My friend asks a very fundamental question, and it's a very important question. His question is, in democracy, everything is decided by people. And if population share changes, why should it not be reflected in the number of seats? That is a democratic principle. I agree. I agree that one of the principles of democracy is one person, one vote, one value. And one value of democratic vote means that if there is increase in population, you should get more seats. If there is a decrease in population, you should get less seats. I agree. So I don't have a conflict with it. But this is not the only principle in democracy. I will give you an example. Arunachal Pradesh, total population is 14 lakhs. Ladakh, total population is 4 lakhs. On 4 lakhs, you would get one member, you get one MLA, not one MP. Why should Ladakh get one MP? Lakshadweep. Yes, sir, I'll get. Arunachal Pradesh has 14 lakh population and has 2 seats, not 1. 2 Lok Sabha seats. You would say these are exceptions. I agree, these are exceptions. But what is the principle underlying the exception? The principle underlying these exceptions is that one vote, one person, one vote, one value is a rule which can be compromised in special situations. What are those special situations? The special situation is that of federal balance. That is why we have a system of what is called asymmetrical federalism. Our federalism recognizes that each state has very special needs and special provisions need to be made for that. So, you are absolutely, that's why I think it's a very important question that you have raised. Normally, what you say should be the rule. If there is a conflict, then it's a different matter. And in this instance, I'm saying the rule of parity and the rule of balance have a conflict. Rule of parity says increase the number of seats according to population and decrease it according to population. But the rule of balance and the requirement of India's unity says no, don't go only by numbers. Think of the balance. And in this instance, I think the rule of balance should take precedence over rule of parity. This is my case, but I'm so happy that you've asked this question because it's a very important question.
Last question, again.
Why during the opposition it is the film of Mahatma film? Why people are opposing the stealing of Mahatma their film?
Yeah. Sir, the reason is very obvious. There are people who fear social justice in this country because a certain kind of politics in this country can be pushed, perpetuated only by keeping serious issues of social justice down. The moment social justice issues come up, the project of mobilizing all the Hindus against Muslims, that project falls. So the name of the game that is being played in our country right now, the game is keep all make every Hindu feel that they are Hindu and nothing else. And as Hindu, they are opposed to Muslims. This is the game currently. And in this game, if any issue of internal injustice within Hinduism is raised, then it's a very uncomfortable issue. They don't want to face this issue. They want to postpone it. They want to push it away. That is why they don't want the movie on Mahatma Phule to be released. That is why they don't want, they cannot completely erase Ambedkar. So, if you cannot erase him, then capture him. This is the attempt by RSS BJP today is either erase social justice, those you cannot erase, capture them. And that is why people like us, our responsibility is that we should not allow Ambedkar and Phule and Periyar and BP Mandal and Karpuri Thakur, we should not allow them to be appropriated. Because our problem is, and this is this country's problem, we reduce every one of our heroes to tokenism. Bhagat Singh becomes a hat. Mahatma Gandhi becomes a chashma. Baba Sahib becomes a blue suit. Then you don't need to follow anything they say. So most people, BJP happily says Bhagat Singh. They don't even know Bhagat Singh was a leftist. Bhagat Singh was an atheist. Bhagat Singh was Bolshevik. Bhagat Singh was a communist. But BJP can now easily put Bhagat Singh in their pocket. Appropriation. This is what is happening. And it is, so we should not blame BJP for that. It is our failure. If BJP can put Bhagat Singh in their pocket, then I have failed. Similarly, they are now trying to do this to Ambedkar. All BJP wala says Baba Sahib. Everyone, Prime Minister says Baba Sahib great and so on. And what do they want to pick up from Baba Sahib? One, that Congress did not do justice to him. Acha, Congress did not do justice. Savarkar did justice to Ambedkar. Tell me, what did Savarkar say about Ambedkar? They will not talk about it. One is only to pick anti-Congress things from Ambedkar. And second, pick a few sentences from Ambedkar which sound anti-Muslim. While the reality is, Baba Sahib Ambedkar's basic thesis was that a democracy that does not do justice to minorities is not a democracy at all. This is Baba Sahib's basic thesis. Because for him, the depressed classes, what we today call Dalits, they were minorities. So Baba Sahib said minority welfare is central to constitution and democracy. BJP wants to use Baba Sahib. So it is our duty today to rekindle Bhagat Singh, Baba Sahib, also Mahatma Gandhi. We have not mentioned Mahatma Gandhi in today's conversation because somehow in the social justice groups, there is a tendency to believe that Gandhi was opposed to us. That is not correct. I know Gandhi does not figure on those photographs here. He should figure. I think people forget, and this is the greatest tragedy. Gandhi's views, what Gandhi said about Varna system in 1917 is remembered by everyone. But what Gandhi said and practiced in 1940s is not known to anyone in this country. We must do that, because the game that RSS wants to play is this. Gandhi did not defend Bhagat Singh. If Gandhi had tried, Bhagat Singh would not have been hanged. This is RSS propaganda, very common propaganda of RSS. Pit Bhagat Singh against Gandhi, Gandhi against Ambedkar, Ambedkar against Nehru. This is the usual game. And today, we need to tell the true history of our country. We need to bring them back. So, Mahatma Phule is being one of them.
Sir, this is not solution for the problem, sir. Sir, the actual problem is during 1950s to 80s, our country population exploded. So, opportunities on average to bring the poverty below government intentionally population control is taken. As it displaces South India, population around 1.1. As undisciplined and poverty and reasonable practices go to 3% of the
That is one reason. Second, even if you and I agree, that is not enough. Ordinary people should see the point of it. In politics, any formula or any solution that we work out should be so simple that ordinary people should be able to understand it. Any complicated statistical formula, A, it does not exist, B, people may not be able to see it. Second, I have heard, you would have noticed that I did not mention this question of population control by South India. I personally do not think it's a very good argument, because population declined in Kerala first and then gradually in other places, and will gradually happen in the rest of India, not because of population control policies. It was primarily a function of spread of literacy, and two, generally development levels. When you become richer, you have lesser children. When you are poor, you have more children. And this is not the result of family planning policy. So I think when my friends from South India say, we have done better family planning control, they are expressing a correct sentiment, but the logic they are using is not a very good logic. Therefore, I don't use that logic. I straight away say honest thing, North-South compromise. Let us work out a compromise. Because the other problem is that when we use this formula about we have done better population control, why should we suffer you? Please remember, the same argument is used against SC, ST, OBC. You see the point? Exactly the same argument is used against SC, ST, and OBC. Your population is increasing, what can I do? You are irresponsible, you are illiterate, your population is increasing. I have controlled my population. This is what upper castes say. I don't like that argument. I think it's an incorrect argument. Demographic transition, which is first the fall in death rates and then the fall in birth rates, and the discrepancy therein is actually the reason for that. So we should go for that scientific explanation. That's why I avoid using that argument.
Thank you, sir. చాలా ఓపిక అందరికీ సమాధానం మరొకసారి ప్రజలకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తాం. చివరి అంశంలో చూపిస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు సార్ మనం పరిస్థితి చేసుకుందాం. ఈ పరిస్థితి చేసుకోవడానికి
जी
ప్లే కార్డ్స్ మీద ప్లే కార్డ్స్ కార్డ్ ప్లే కార్డ్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు?
I am Lakshman. I am also from JNU. I met you long back. Yeah. To see you. I am Kumar from Vijayawada, AP High Court. T. Satyanarayana, Ramakrishna.
Yeah, of course he is. CPM General Secretary.
CPI.
CPI. Andhra. Sir, you stand here. You hold this. Waqf issue should not become only a Muslim issue.
Yes. So that
it is everyone's issue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
हम लोग
मैं कर लेंगे
ఇప్పుడు రిలాక్స్ మీద రామకృష్ణ గారు వైద్య గారు सर प्लीज सर आपको
हो गया शाम को करेंगे
प्लीज कोऑपरेट विद सर प्लीज कोऑपरेट
या
आपको समय दिया गया है प्लीज आप काम करेंगे
सर ये बाद में कर लेंगे फोटो बाद में कर लेंगे फोटो बाद में कर लेंगे सर फोटो बाद में सर फोटो बाद में सर
డాక్టర్ ఆలా గారు సందీప్ సాంబయ్య గారు దాసరి తిరుపతిరావు గారు, దాసరి శివకుమార్ గారు, కొల్లికోట సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు, తుమ్మెటి కృష్ణ గారు, కుక్కల రామప్రసాద్ గారు, పల్లెలు పోయిన బాలకృష్ణ గారు. ప్లీజ్ అందరూ డాన్స్ మీద వస్తే సార్ కింద రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేద్దామా? ప్లీజ్ వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా రావాల్సిన దీనికి రామకృష్ణ గారు, వైద్య గారు, వీళ్ళందరూ కాపాడారు. Now I am going to give away the BP Mandals Award to our beloved legacy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Deeply honored, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
పూలే అంబేద్కర్ ఆలోచన విధానం.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Deeply honored, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We will keep. Sorry. And this also. Thank you. Thank you. Please come.
We'll meet the evening also. We have a program. We'll continue the debate.
Yeah. I met him.
Shallow, sir.
Oh. Acha. Sir, one more photo here. You come. You come.
ఇంకోటిది పోయిందన్నా ఇంకోటి ఇది
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You should be honored. Thank you.
కాకపోతే వరుసగా వచ్చి చేద్దాం. డిసిప్లిన్ పండిద్దాం. ప్లీజ్ కోఆపరేట్. ఎక్కువ మంది ఫోటోస్ కూడా కొంచెం ఇబ్బంది అయింది కాబట్టి మీరు అందరూ కోఆపరేట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాం. ప్లీజ్ అందరూ కొంచెం స్ప్రెడ్ అవుదాం. అందరికి ఫోటోస్ వస్తాయి, అందరికి ఇది వస్తుంది. ప్లీజ్ అందరికి కొంచెం స్ప్రెడ్ అవుదాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరైనా సార్కి సన్మానం చేయదలుచుకుంటే పేరు చెప్తే వాళ్ళ అసోసియేషన్ వాళ్ళ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ పేరు కూడా చెప్తాం. పేరు గుణశేఖర్ గారు ఎక్కడి నుంచి? తిరుపతి. గుణశేఖర్ ఫ్రమ్ తిరుపతి. ప్లీజ్ రైట్ సార్. అంటే మీరు చేసి తొందరగా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. ప్లీజ్ దయచేసి. గుణశేఖర్ ఫ్రమ్ తిరుపతి.
Hi, please.
రైట్ సార్. ఇంకా ఎవరు? ప్రశాంత్ ఫ్రమ్ తమిళనాడు. ఎస్ సార్. వెల్లూరు. ఎస్ సార్ ప్లీజ్. ప్రశాంత్ ఫ్రమ్ వెల్లూరు, తమిళనాడు. అండ్ కేశవులు సార్ ఆల్సో డూయింగ్.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
అందరు చూసుకోకండి దయచేసి ప్లీజ్.
I am giving this representation also to you. A solution which you can go through it.
I'll just
this 2 page.
సార్ ఇంకెవరైనా ప్లీజ్. సార్ రిక్వెస్ట్ సుకుమార్ సార్.
Thank you very much, sir.
సుకుమార్ గారు ప్లీజ్.
One more.
A small felicitation for you. And Namareddy sir. Yes sir. Please. ఇంకెవరైనా దయచేసి ప్లీజ్ కోఆపరేట్ విత్ us. దయచేసి మీ పేరు చెప్పండి.
తమిళనాడు.
ఇక్కడ అయిపోయిన వాళ్ళందరూ దయచేసి కింద దిగ్గలరు. దయచేసి కోఆపరేట్ చేయండి ప్లీజ్. దయచేసి సార్ కొంచెం మా సహోదరులు మమ్మల్ని అర్థం చేసుకోగలరు. బ్యాచ్ మీద సెల్ఫీలు పెట్టండి. ఎవరుంటే ఫోటో
చెప్పండి. బాధ్యమైన 7 కొండల యాదవ్ పల్నాడు. బాధ్యమైన 7 కొండల యాదవ్.
7 కొండల యాదవ్. నెక్స్ట్ ప్లీజ్. బీసీ ఎంప్లాయీస్ అసోసియేషన్ నెల్లూరు. సార్ బీసీ ఎంప్లాయీస్ అసోసియేషన్ నెల్లూరు.
Nice to see you. Thank you, sir.
Sir, please.
To hear your speech.
Come here, sir, కొంచెం కోఆపరేట్ చేయండి ప్లీజ్ ప్లీజ్. Now, sir,
కొంచెం
side please, please.
Farmer night. So yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hi. This is for Sukumar Garu. हाँ, वही सुकुमार है। हाँ। अभी Mohar Yadav. Thank you.
गोपीनाथ यादव सर जोड़ो यात्रा जोड़ो यात्रा सर आई विल मीट सर हाँ वंशी
My name is Ala Ravi sir. Ala Viru. Ala
Call him.
Sir, Sukumar sir.
Sir, transport, sir, Kanal.
Okay, sir.
What to do? All the aspirations.
Sir, 1 minute.
Say anything. So let them bring. Let them take the photos and editing. So that
अब हो रहा है.
1 minute.
Sir, photos. Usual chaos, but it's photos. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
సార్ దయచేసి అందరూ మీరు ఫోటోస్ దిగిన వాళ్ళందరూ వికెట్ చేస్తే కొంచెం బాగుంటుంది.
अब ऐसा कीजिए बाकी सब फोटो नीचे कर लेंगे ये तो हो जाने दीजिए फोटो नीचे कर लेंगे
వైఎస్ సత్యనారాయణ గారు
फोटो नीचे कर लेंगे
యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారిని సన్మానిస్తారు.
Some distributive justice is there.
కాకా రంగంరావు గారు యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ని సన్మానిస్తున్నారు.
काका यादव मेरा नाम है
Sir.
మీరు రమణారెడ్డి గారు యోగేంద్ర యాదవ్ గారిని సన్మానిస్తారు. నాయక బ్రాహ్మణ సంఘం యలమంద గారు వైఎస్ సత్యనారాయణ సార్ గారు సన్మానిస్తున్నారు.
Mike.
Sir, now we are taking the privilege to honor you from our association, sir. Ala Hospital, sir. They are all the staff from the Dr. Ala, sir, and they are taking this decision. Right. हाँ सर
డైరెక్ట్ వేసేసాను లైవ్ కాదు
లైవ్ ఉన్నాయి ఎల్ఈడి ఉన్నాయి
ఆడియో పంపించేసి అన్నయ్య
మనం క్లియర్ చేయాలి టైం అంతా అయిపోతుంది
తమ్ముడు
ఫస్ట్
కొంచెం వెనకరా కొంచెం
ఇలాంటిది ఇలా లోపలి
ఇంకా దిగా ఉంటారా
అవసరం లేదా
spoken on this issue of national importance, of delimitation, an issue which would result in immense